Good morning and welcome to the Post Film Podcast. We've just watched Logan. My name's Mikey.
My name's Ken.
Welcome. I say morning, of course, because we've caught the 10:23 showing of Logan.
The 22:23 showing.
Yep, and now it's the next morning, having come out of El Cinema.
It is now, 5 to 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
I will be getting up in about 5 hours.
Jesus.
To go to Scotland.
Oh, fucking hell, mate.
So, fucking hardcore.
I booked half a day off work, but the wrong half, so I still have to go in. But basically, I'm going to be able to crash out early.
Right, okay,
which is way better than sleeping in and still having to go to work.
So you're really not the hardcore crew, are you?
Well, I might not sleep altogether. I've got a lot of work to do tonight when we get back.
You've never really lived hardcore. I mean, I will
Fuck off, I'm hardcore.
No, I will get about 4 hours sleep and then make an 8-hour journey. That's hardcore, man.
Fuck you, I won't get any sleep and then I'll go to work. And then I'll get on a train for just fucking fun of it.
All right, good. You did. Well, I'll see you there then.
Be 1 hour behind yours, just to
right. Okay,
off.
Sweet. Yeah, and I'll get there. You step off the train and just to prove your point.
Yeah. What's in Scotland? Oh, it's horrible. Oh, I better get back. That young mum's throwing up all her heroin on her child. Whatever. I don't know. That's how I imagine Scotland.
Okay, I thought you said hair.
Oh, yeah. Because that wouldn't have been okay.
She's throwing up all her hair.
Yeah.
So she's licked it off some dude's back.
Young mums know to tie their hair back when they're throwing up heroin. Or like a cat hairball.
No, she'd never throw up heroin because being Scottish, we're genetically, engineered to just cope with it. But it's got to be deep fried, obviously.
Yeah, you do have a natural resistance.
Just inject it full batter.
Talking about genetic resistance, Logan.
Nicely done.
Yeah, it's a good segue to put us back on. We've got to talk about the film. We do
have to do that.
Oh, I was just thinking in terms of that gritty tone. I was starting to think I hope this is going to be what the trailer portrays it to be in terms of tone and sobriety. And I started having a think back to, I can't even remember how to describe it. It's like that period in cinema where everybody got chickenpox, and it turns out we needed that because now we're not going to die of chickenpox when we're older. And it was when Batman Forever or Batman and Robin came out, and it's when Die Another Day came out, and it finally hit the boiling point where everybody went, I don't want to see films that shit anymore. And then all of a sudden we had the resurgence of gritty movies. Do you know what I mean? Like Batman Begins came out after that, and we had better films. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
It's like...
Okay, right. First of all, mate, you started making a point about chickenpox. I'm not really sure where you were going with it. Was that an analogy?
Yeah, that was an analogy. So it's a metaphor.
Because I'm thinking, we ended
up having
films... was there a chickenpox plague?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I've genuinely had chickenpox once when I was very young, and it was very severe.
Yeah,
but I'm like, did everybody get it at that time? I'm like,
yeah, you're supposed to get chickenpox when you're young.
Yeah.
Like, parents encourage it because it's really dangerous to you when you're older.
It becomes shingles.
And I guess, obviously, what it needed to do was separate the end of Days of Futures Past past some fucking event, which appears to have just removed all of the characters we know off of the face of things. And there's a little bit of explanation by... help me out with this actor's name, Withnail and I. Basically, Withnail is like an
Richard E. Grant.
Yes, I fucking love this guy. Not enough to remember his name, obviously. You know what I'm like with relationships.
Withnail.
Yeah, Withnail. So Withnail, in order to make ends meet, is no longer getting burgled. He's actually learning to become like a really horrible scientist. No one will get that.
No. It's the other one that's in danger.
I must have you.
I know you're not asleep, boy.
Even if it is by burglary.
I have just narrowly avoided having a buggering. Oh, what a film.
That's such a
fucking hell. You know they show that at the Prince Charles Cinema with like a drink and a slice of pizza or something.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, they make it an event. Because it was so poorly done.
I heard that they had to cut out, or something, I don't know if it's a rumour, they did an additional scene for the third X-Men film, which involved Xavier being alive at some point, and it like got really negative feedback, and they had to scrap it.
No, it's post-credits.
It exists?
Yeah. It's a post-credits scene on X-Men 3.
And he just comes back?
Yeah. He puts his mind into the body of this coma patient.
Oh, okay, no. That's too much. Too much to deal with right there.
Okay.
Because for me, he definitely died off the back of that one.
He did definitely die, but he came back.
Oh, fucking hell. I can't even... Let's not. So that's my own fault for mentioning it. It's my own fault for mentioning X-Men 3.
Hey, Mikey.
So,
Return of Xander Cage.
fucking trigger warning.
Return of Xander Rage.
I will drive us into a fucking wall if you make me start worrying about that film, mate. So just fucking watch yourself, okay? You won't be able to scrabble out this car quick enough for me to fucking ram it in something.
Alright,
not that I can see, it's getting a bit misty again.
Can we go up the car park and film and Louisa? I really want to go out like that.
No, we can't have a middle of a podcast just be the engine on and us going for a drive to a different part of this car park.
We'll fucking upload it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
I'll have to leave it in my will. Just write a quick note. Upload my podcast.
Could you please upload this? Mikey's final
Bury
moments.
me near some water and upload the podcast. Say something nice. So,
unlikely.
Probably one of the highest rated X-Men films as well.
Yeah, it is.
It is. There's because there's a very early on fuck from Professor Xavier.
That's spoken.
Yeah.
Not
very early spoken fuck.
The disabled Professor X is not getting. It's not being serviced by a woman.
Poor Stephen Merchant, keeping him busy. You know what to do. Just whilst over. So wait,
Can you imagine
three different tangents?
Given those seizures and stuff, if Professor X had an orgasm, would it be like the quickening?
So no, this is the thing. So it reminded me very much of. Do you remember? Is it Looper? The moments when the kids.
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Looper?
No.
Okay, so the moments when
Looper.
The moments when Xavier is like having a seizures and that effect it's having everybody and the intensity and how they're all fucked.
Yeah.
That's quite reminiscent of when this kid like goes a little bit like temper tantrum.
Okay.
And he's fucking up a lounge and like it's very visceral like that.
Right.
You get very caught in it. And then I'm just thinking, imagine if that's like the final moment you got to force the last strokes. Poor Stephen Merchant.
Oh, sweet
give me that HJ
hell.
to the lot under such intensity.
Well, surely at that point you'd think this is not worth it.
No, you'd have to finish, otherwise you'll die. Like everyone's on the cusp of dying in that situation.
Oh, you mean like the beginning of stroking him is what causes the seizure, and the only way to end the seizure is to finish him off.
Yeah, it's pre-finished.
Oh,
it's right at the end.
No, I imagined
everything tenses up.
I imagined him giving him the jollies, and then he starts having a seizure. But the stroking is unrelated, and I'm like, well, you wouldn't finish him off with that.
That would be for like intense final. Before you catch yourself in the mirror moment.
Got you. Okay, yeah. Well, that doesn't happen in the.
No, so it doesn't. But anyway, so yeah, tangent. So he says fuck, and it's like, and I just thought, because I remember somebody saying about how some people try to change film ratings by adding the word fuck once.
Yeah.
To kind of like, and I was like, is that the one fuck in this movie? Like, have they just kind of thrown it in, and then you just like shit.
But yeah, just like him.
And more Universal, doesn't he get pinned to a thresher? That is straight up Universal Soldier, isn't it? He gets trapped, he gets pinned up against some farm equipment, doesn't he? The guy drives the truck into him.
Might do. I can't quite remember that film, I'm afraid.
No, so in Universal Soldier at the very end, Schwarzenegger keeps kicking a guy till he's in a massive wheat thresher.
Schwarzenegger isn't in Universal Soldier.
Absolutely not. You're absolutely right. So Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks a guy till he's like
Jean-Claude Van Damme isn't in that.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's in Universal Soldier.
I had you questioning it just for a brief
You're a fucking
second.
piece of shit.
Hey,
that's not cool.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
The game being like my loss of like mental capacity.
Yeah, well, fucking start playing it, mate. Yeah,
so,
right.
Do you know what I mean? He kicks someone in the fucking wheat thresher and then they tell
I think you're right. So I can't quite remember that film. The only bit I remember about Universal Soldier is he was all ears and he's just got the fucking.
I knew that was going to be what you remember. What was that? I didn't hear you.
And he's just got a belt made of ears. That's fucking
He was
brutal.
so eager on them ear
I
pants.
know, man. Oh, Christ. I must break you.
Do you think like he collected 2 ears and he's like, this could be like my thing? And then he just thinks of nothing but ear puns in his spare time.
Does he take both ears from one person, or he does just take one ear? Because then he's got to kill more people to get their belt.
Yeah. One of them all like
fucking right,
playing in the same direction. But like, the pace kind of dropped off a little bit in the second act. The road trip element was a little bit longer than I thought it was going to be before it started to wrap up. But the first act just really fucking pumped you in for it so well. And I just, it didn't reach out and Swedish cup you or anything like that. Logan's not my bag, baby. What about this poster they gave out saying Logan is most definitely your bag?
Yeah, just Swedish cup.
So, like that pump thing from Austin Powers.
What the fuck is the Swedish cup, though?
I don't know. I'm just giving it a term to the suction pump thing. It cups over your junk.
So you're referring to the suction pump
thing. Massive test tube.
I thought that was a move. A
Swedish cup.
They didn't give you a Swedish cup, kind of like a reach around, but sort of like a reach around with an accent or something.
That's a Google search for later.
Your Pornhub search lately, man.
Can't remember what we discussed last week.
Yeah, like if they come at 5 a.m. with a battering ram, you'll fucking know why.
Mate, my computer lives on a plank over a full bathtub. Don't worry about it. It's how Jimmy would have wanted it.
I notice you're sporting the shades tonight. Is that the new black armband?
There's some other stuff I want to say, and I just bit my tongue. Just for the sake of this podcast.
Oh, you are now editing yourself,
I've genuinely just stopped myself from a joke that I would have said if this wasn't being recorded.
You are now editing yourself.
Wow.
How far we've come.
Well, maturity.
See, isn't that funny, though? We've seen a fuller rated, unhinged Logan film, and you are now reining yourself in.
Ooh, only just.
You're not doing the memory of Hugh Jackman justice, man.
No, man. Oh, man. So
poor show.
As am I. Thank you so much for listening along, guys.
Thanks so much. Don't know what we're seeing next. I'm off for a week, so I'm leaving him in the very capable hands of himself.
No, I'm not here either. I'm off skiing.
You're off skiing? Oh no, Christ! Do you know what? This might be the last one.
This might be
because Mikey. I mean, how.
What? I've never skied before. I might be fine. Let's not fucking turn this into a vlog.
No. But the thing is, right? You might not make it back.
Fair.
I might not come back because I just want to be ensconced in my home, and you might not make it back because you'll have an accident. And there's certainly the potential for this to be the last one. So if this is our swan song, what do you want to say?
Could somebody please delete my hard drive?
Just remove the plank.
yeah. It's all set up.
Yeah. Go for it.
Basically, all you have to do is just open the front door, but not punch in the code within the next 30 seconds, and it'll take care of itself.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another episode of a post-film podcast. We've just been to see Kong Skull Island. My name's Mikey.
Hi, and my name's Ken.
Yeah, okay. So
where have you been, Mike?
Yeah, I've been away skiing. Where have you been, Ken?
I've been in my home country. I've been back to the motherland, or is it the fatherland?
I don't think Scotland's much known as the fatherland.
Is it the motherland then?
The motherland, maybe.
Is that okay? How do you prescribe gender to a country? What's the rules for that?
Do the hills look like boobs?
Well, what else are they going to look like?
Well, then yours is the motherland.
They're kind of they're boobs, but they're kind of like
it's often wet. Careful,
careful. Mind how you go.
But do you know, very frosty at times.
You know when Madonna had the conical bra.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're like that.
That's Scotland. If Scotland was a celebrity, it'd be conical bra period Madonna. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, it's just when you said period there, I slightly lost the plot of it. I'm sorry.
Oh God, I'm so this is the stuff that should be edited out in any other podcast, but it isn't. There's no editing.
No, I'm so sorry. Right, okay. So
let's talk about Kong Skull Island. Every time we do this, I have to say, look, we've got to talk about the film.
Oh yeah. It's like going to work, man. You can't just jump into it.
Right. This is exactly what I've been saying.
You can't go in dry.
No. Does that just mean you've got to just drink before you go to work? And
it's like you got to preheat the oven before you give them the podcast.
That's interesting. And I kind of almost knew where you were going. Preheat for the podcast.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, okay, let's talk about Skull Island, right? Let's get fire into it. And then they're just like, whoa, I'm not ready for this. Just ease me in.
Yeah, actually, you're absolutely right. I hope you people listening at home, bloody love you if you're listening through this, are now acclimated to the sweet tones of our voices.
Yeah. Well, obviously, my tone is much more sweet.
Yours is a bit bassy. Mine's a bit nasally.
Yeah. What's up with that? By the way?
Full spectrum.
What's up with that? Should you not have a deeper voice? But have they not dropped yet?
No, mate. They're fucking right up inside where my kidneys are at. up and in there. It's like I'm putting this on not to sound like a choir boy already, which is only not because I've got like a problem with how my voice sounds. I just don't want to get raped by a priest.
Oh Jesus! Okay, I don't know if that'll make the cut, but fuck it, why not?
Yeah, that's it. I was expecting this to be good side of middle, but completely sort of not anything of any value.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
Kind of like if you got as a main meal a portion of onion rings, like just all onion rings for on a big plate. You'd be like, I want these as an accompaniment. I don't know that I want to eat a full meal of these. Yeah. But do you know what? They're there. I'll power through them.
I'll sit. If there's no other food, I'll eat the onion rings.
Yeah,
but I don't.
That's not really what I asked for.
Recommending onion rings.
Why did you print just under main menu? You just onion rings all the way down the menu.
What kind of surreal fish and chips have you been to? It's just the onion ring shop. So far from the sea.
Oh yeah, well my mate constantly ribs me because back home we do pineapple ring suppers.
Just pineapple rings or deep fried?
I think I've never had one, so I don't know if they come deep fried or au naturel. But he's just like, why have you got that? I don't know. It's just a thing we do.
Pineapple rings. A tin of pineapple rings is a lovely thing. The spider crab things were spider crab things. The giant squid thing was a giant squid thing. Kong's a big fucking... I was going to name a particular actor.
Jeez.
Just saved myself.
You told me
I was gonna do it for the banter, but I've realised no.
You told me off for the flame thing, man. You don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
So Kong's like a big giant dirty ape, and then
Charlton Heston.
Charlton
Heston. There we go.
Kong's just a big bag of urban crime, and then careful. No. Any love in my heart. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Any love in my heart.
Yeah, seriously. It's
but then those creatures they weren't quite lizards. Do you know what I mean? They had skulls and a thing. They were more like if somebody had tried to make a dark, real version of Pokemon. It was just a random design.
How many Kong-sized dumps out of 5 would you give it?
Are more dumps a bad thing in this context? Is more shit worse?
No. It's just this is our scale for this one.
Okay.
We're talking like Kong-sized shits are good.
Okay, I'm going to say 3 Kong squats then.
Kong squats, yeah.
3 Kong squats out of 5. Only because I can't do 2.5. I'm assuming you can't pinch one off.
Well, the amount he eats, it's definitely going to have a full 3.
I'm going to say that this is on the positive side of meh.
Yeah, I'll go with that. It's not, as I say, it's not a Live by Night where I came out and just had nothing.
Not at all.
I felt absolutely nothing.
This is way more exciting than that. I'm just not saying it makes it particularly great.
If you're talking about the say a seesaw scale, it's tipping towards the positive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
If in fact, no, you've nailed it. I was just going to come up with a useless metaphor to re-summarise that.
Yeah, don't bother.
Yeah. Okay. I've got this image in my head now, and it's just for me. It involves a house being on fire, but let's not worry about it.
Whoa.
So
we'll come back to that Crime Watch thing.
Oh yeah. Let's never do that.
Oh yeah, you put a lit match through the letterbox. That's it.
No, it's fine. I'm not going to commit arson.
He was walking past his neighbour's house and started thinking about the Return of Xander Cage. He's just like, well, I've got to take it out on something.
Don't. I haven't got house insurance. It's I can't have this sort of shit on record. So yeah. Basically, that's it for Kong Skull Island. Thank you very much for watching.
Thanks very much.
Have a lovely day. What? I've forgotten. I've actually forgotten how we end the podcast now.
I think we usually talk about what we're going to do next, but we haven't decided.
Yeah. I can't watch another film this week. I'm crazy busy.
That's fine. I don't want it.
Okay, next week, possibly Beauty and the Beast.
Oh God, yeah, that's coming out.
Can you give that a watch?
That's on the weekend, so yeah, we'll go and see that.
I think there's that and maybe one other film worth watching at the moment next week.
I can't remember what it was. I did have a look and I did mark it out, but I can't remember. Yeah, but that next week.
I have your Logan poster in the back of this car.
You do?
Yes.
You do, and I was
just thinking in my head, I might go watch Logan quietly for a second time, and then I thought, I've got your Logan poster.
Oh, you motherfucker. Yeah, good call. So have a great day if you're listening to this during the day.
Well, I usually just say goodbye, but I'd completely forgotten just then. I was like, and have
a lovely day. But if you're listening to this in the evening, if this is your equivalent of Netflix and chill,
Oh God! What kind of woman have you found, or man, in your life that this is the Netflix and chill? Like, I mean, we've been on this podcast for a while. This is longer than I'd intend it to be.
Yeah.
I'm really knackered.
Yeah.
But what are you guys up to right now? How far in?
Well, what, in terms of inches?
Yeah, like, are you done or are you still warming up?
I think in answer to the question, what type of person have you found? I think the answer is the best kind.
Oh yeah,
You know?
just like slip on some of that sweet FilmCram podcast.
Yeah,
to
please.
get me in the mood, babe.
I can't. Oh God, no! Do you know
so
what? I'm not
wrong.
going to finish that thought.
Okay, don't.
Okay, just say goodbye.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Bye-bye. Welcome, everybody. Long time no see to another episode of a post-film podcast with me, Mikey.
And me, Ken.
Yeah, so how you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. How are you?
Good. I've had to cancel a couple of meets because I just really couldn't quite get things sorted.
Not one of those car park meets, like near a wood where
flash twice if you're allowed to come on the windshield sort of thing.
Oh fucking hell!
Isn't that what it is?
Oh,
Isn't that
Jesus
the signal?
Christ.
That's how they do it.
Oh, that's fucking wretched.
Someone who we both know from our old work, I won't name her name, it's an innocent story, but like she did go up to somewhere similar to the Downs with her husband to just literally stop and enjoy the sunset, and they did notice.
Was it to enjoy the sunset?
Well, no, apparently so, but they noticed there was a lot of cars there, and then someone in a car behind flashed theirs, and then they were like, "Oh, I think this is a dogging site. Let's leave." And she says, as they drove out, she caught sight of the guy who flashed him, and it was the oldest guy in the world, a real.
The oldest guy in the world. 110.
But you wouldn't want him smearing his junk all up in your window whilst you're safe inside the car. Do you know what I mean?
Is that what they do?
Well, you're not going to fucking let him in, are you? I wouldn't.
Yeah, but I mean, do they actually have to make contact with your car? Is that part and parcel of the whole experience? You know
what? I've got to just stop us right there because this is a podcast for Beauty and the Beast.
Well, it's you get all the vile shit out the way first of all, and then we can talk about something pure and innocent.
How was that Beauty and the Beast podcast? Well, more mention of dogging than I liked my daughter to hear.
You don't have any kids subscribing to your channel, do you?
No, not the FilmCram one. No. Talking of dogs, he gets turned into a dog-like beast. Segue.
Well, it's not. That's not the best segue you can make. No, I'll let you off.
I was kind of thinking, this is, if I had to pick a weak one out of the trio, one just to see and have a look at because I thought it's going to be
right. Okay, yeah. So I got that vibe off you actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did because this is. I'm picking this and I'm going, I don't know if you actually want to see this. I wasn't
chomping at the bit to see it.
No,
but I came out of that and enjoyed it. I wouldn't say more than I thought I would because I was expecting this to be a well put together Disney movie. But it did meet that expectation at least. I didn't sit there unhappy at any point. And I didn't lose the moment of the film. There wasn't any pacing bits that slowed down too much for me. So I was pleased with it. It just wasn't something I was massively down for.
No, but I did figure out this would be your sort of, well, if I turn up for this, it's a bonus basically. And if I get stuck in traffic, well,
take it or leave it.
That's a bonus as well.
He's really not trying to get here very quick. I'm always late for everything I do in life. Too much my sin.
Well, the thing is, we normally do this in the witching hour, and it's the afternoon, and it's started raining. But
daytime viewing.
Yeah, I went to see. Sadly, I went to see Power Rangers on my own yesterday, and
which is the sadder part.
Which is the sadder part. Okay, well, I'll let your people decide that. But we had scheduled Beauty and the Beast straight after.
That was my fault.
And then I got a desperate phone call saying, "No, mate, I figured this for midnight traffic, and it's nowhere near."
It takes fucking ages to get here in the daytime compared to at night. I thought everybody would be at work, other normal people. But no.
This is why it pays to be a hermit.
Yeah, you know what? And I've been pushing that since I was in my early 20s, and people were like, "No, don't worry about it." And now everyone's turning around, just I think you're onto something.
Yeah, get out during the day, but everybody else is out during the day. Oh God, no.
No, you don't want that, mate.
No, don't do that.
Get yourself a cave. That's the truth.
Or a big castle.
You know who I liked before he got shot and executed? You know where I'm going with this, right?
Okay.
Live in a hole in the ground, man.
just the vibrancy of the color.
Do you think?
Against
do you think they actually like purposely, once they got like a real color hit scene, like removed a lot of depth out of it for the sake of visually giving it?
That's how it looked. That's how it looked. Particularly with it seemed to be to do with like threads, like, you know, material, like cloth, that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh wow, that looks amazing. It was almost. Oh no,
it looks amazing. Definitely,
yeah, almost like going back to Roger Rabbit. You know, like 2D.
That did look amazing.
And live action. Oh, fucking dead. Shut up. Don't ever. Nobody steps on Roger Rabbit in my time.
Oh, no, I'm not hating on it, but like, my issue with that as well, let's talk about all my issues, is that when I was a kid, this guy who was like, you know, air quotes, an uncle, you know, like friend of parents sort of thing.
What, a sneaky uncle?
No. Yeah. This isn't a story about how he touched me in a church or something.
Sorry, you put uncle in quotes and I'm going, oh.
Well, you know, in like, you know, that's Uncle Matt, but he's not actually related to you. He's just always about the place.
He just came in.
Anyway.
Like off the street.
Anyway, when I was way too young to watch it, I borrowed his RoboCop VHS. And the bit that scarred me as a kid is, do you know the bit where the guy he falls into, like, a vat of acid pours on him?
No, Emil. He drives into the toxic waste.
Yeah, and he comes out and he's all melting. He's like, help me!
Yeah.
And then, like, RoboCop drives him over and he explodes. Like, that help me thing was like, that fucked me up.
Right.
And then after that, I watched Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and at the end where the guy melts, I was fucked up by that, man. I had proper flashbacks to RoboCop, and I was just like, I don't like this film. And I couldn't take it. Because at the end it's all like comical and cartoony, but mate, I was in Nam.
So it left a scar.
Oh mate, like, man, that was always with me.
Have you been afraid to go back to it since?
I've been afraid to go near like vats of toxic chemical waste.
Well, that's fair. I mean, it's done its job. If it's made you afraid,
I've revisited RoboCop subsequently.
No, I mean Roger Rabbit.
God, you know what? I might not have. That's really weird.
I think this is an important therapy point for you, Mike. I think you need to rewatch Roger Rabbit.
I don't think I've been put off watching it. I think I've just not thought it was so good. But is it like, see it again.
You know, you sort of see it on the shelf and you tentatively reach towards it, and then you're like,
yeah, all the world is like, it's like when Frodo's about to put on the ring, like all the noise gets muted out of my life and everything goes dark. And I'm just like, until somebody snaps me out of it. Mikey, what are you reaching for? Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I imagine you doing that and then just going, and just like wetting yourself or something.
When's it what Bart do? He just falls on the floor.
Yeah, and just starts twitching. Yeah. The cupcakes.
Yes.
Yeah. Because just the memory of it, and he's just like, and then he doesn't even get them, does he? He just like slumps on the floor and just like,
Simpsons.
That's you.
I don't know when the good window is. I think Simpsons, it must be like Simpsons season 3 to 8 or something like that. But that was fucking prime time.
3 to 8 is gold.
Yeah.
First 2 are sort of acceptable. They're getting there, and then after 8,
first 2 are work in progress. Enjoy it.
But after 8, no.
Yeah.
So to think, somebody actually mentioned. This is totally off topic, by the way. But since we're on this, somebody mentioned to me not long ago. He's like, "Do you realise that The Simpsons now is mainly a bad program? Because it's been going for like 20 odd years."
Fuck, arguably true.
Yeah, and it got shit after season 8, and I'm like, but my memory of it is that it's a good show because
I've plucked 8 a little bit out of the air, but it feels right.
Yeah, no, 8 is the last really great season, but I only remember it as a good show because I've watched very little of what came after, knowing that it took a fucking nosedive.
Pretty much that was a point when I kind of moved over to Futurama anyway.
Yeah, but he said, it's been shit for 20 years. You know, it's been a bad show.
That's horribly
a mainly
believable.
Bad show.
That's really sad. And there's nothing else the characters can do, so I'm assuming that all it can do is either South Park parody modern events.
Yeah,
and it's got like nothing left.
Repeat itself a lot, and mainly focus on, hey, we've got Liam Neeson in this week.
Oh, special guest star episodes of The Simpsons.
Yeah,
they've had a bad run.
They had Ricky Gervais in,
God,
and shit like that. And it's like the gimmick is, look who we've got in as a guest star this week, and it's kind of, this is never what it was. It's sad, and my childhood eroded. With
just a little bit.
That just one one sentence.
Did your childhood erode ever so slightly, like the kingdom from The Never-Ending Story? Just ever so slightly.
I don't remember The Never-Ending Story.
Oh my God!
I can't go back to it because I had an uncle.
That says everything as a sentence.
I had an uncle. He showed me this horror film starring a dog called Man's Best Friend. It was like this robot cyber dog that was just killing everything. And then I saw that big dog in the never-ending story, and I couldn't go back to it.
Oh shit, that's fucked up.
No, do you know what? That was a completely untrue story. You bought it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, was
man.
it?
What
You're fucking robot cyber dog bullshit. You're just sitting here bullshitting me.
Yeah, no, it is a real film, but I never had that sort of scar that you did. So I'm sorry, man.
Fuck you! You're just fucking making light of fucking things.
Your trauma, yeah.
Yeah, that's not cool. Although I do believe that, like, it's almost a complete sentence if you just sort of like, oh, blah blah blah. Let's go to the cherry fields. No, I don't want to. Why don't you like the cherry fields? Everyone likes the cherry fields. I had an uncle. That says everything, doesn't it? That's a complete sentence. Oh, yeah, okay, now you can skip it. Don't worry about it.
And they'll just never bring it up.
Yeah, and they'll never mention it around you out of politeness. Alright. So,
where the fuck did we get to?
Welcome everybody to another episode of a post-film podcast, this time for Get Out.
All
with
right,
myself.
okay.
Wait, no, Ken, come back.
Oh, sorry, man.
Sorry, he's used to the keywords. With Mikey and Ken over there.
I'm still here, yeah. Hello.
Actually, opening the door is a good thing. Just to let you know, this particular post-film podcast might not be overly long, simply because, for once, the weather's really nice, and it's superheated the car, and we can't do this with the windows open because there's too much background noise, and so it's kind of ovenish in here.
Yeah, it could be, by the end it will just be puddles.
Yeah, one of us might sweat out, basically, and just pass out for a bit. It's fine.
And I don't have a leaf to fan you or anything. So
no, it would be, well, if we've learned anything from that film,
it would be you.
My
it would be your job.
Yeah,
race. Fucking right. Yeah.
They say, like, basically, as a white person, you could time travel any time into the past and you'll be fine. Do you know what I mean? It's only the future that's risky for white people.
Yeah. You're just like, don't jump too far ahead. Like a couple of years, you'll still be on fairly sort of solid ground. But any more than that, like 10 years time, you might.
Inequality, come on, society, call it as it is.
Reconsider.
Oh, I don't know. I thought the trailer absolutely, other than the extra bit at the end when you finally realise what's going on. I thought the trailer completely spelt out the movie.
What was the extra fantastical bit for you?
So, before I say it, the trailer bit, like you have the scenes where it's like blah blah blah, we're a mixed race mixed rape. Wait, mixed rape. That's not good.
Cut.
We're waving our hands like cut, like you can see it, but we're just like no, not that.
Like no.
I believe in equality and I believe in mixed rape. That is not what I'm. That's not the message. That's not the message I want you to take home. Okay. Rape, despite colour, is not okay. Mixed or not, all right?
It's the
mixed race.
of colour.
It's a mixed race, like what? Black. No, wait. Absent. Monochrome. No rape is okay. That's all I want you to take away from that.
Thank you for getting there.
Mixed race couple. Oh my God, dangerous waters there. Don't go raping. Please don't go raping.
Regardless of who you are.
Just don't mention me in the interview, or don't like put my name in the note before you top yourself. That's all. I'm out, okay? Washed hands, I'm out. Not playing. Mixed race couple.
In the original Wicker Man, it takes a while to just like sink in under the surface. Like you know that something's potentially off, but they don't play it sinister. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like you immediately know that the guy's in danger. It's just like, well, there's something funny going on here.
So they say that like
you never clued into exactly what until the end. But as soon as he arrives on the island in the remake, you're like, oh fucking hell, yeah, that's it. And this is the way they.
What's in the bag?
That's
what's in the bag?
A shark or something.
Shark
Yeah. That's it. But they played it the same way. And I was just like, this is not.
You know, that's a fair point. Now that you kind of put it a way I can understand it, at least. But they say like in like Chinese cooking, apparently, I don't know if I'm misremembering something, but basically they say
don't be racist. Don't be racist.
Don't be racist or rapey. They're the only two things we ask.
Please don't. Yeah, avoid the 2 R's.
The two, you know what? The 2 R's. Is it Dragon Ball? It's the Red Ribbon Society, and it's like an RR logo that they've got.
You're asking me as if I would ever know anything about Dragon Ball.
It's this thing. Their logo is like 2 big R's, and I feel like I need to take that and then put a big line through it. Because the two things that I don't accept on this channel are...
or any channel.
Yeah. Oh, no. Like,
Any of the three.
I've got like an After Dark secret one. You've got to find it on the dark net.
All right, okay. I never go in there.
Yeah, never go there, mate.
Yeah.
But like, the two things that I don't accept or don't encourage, let's just put it that. Let's not go too nuts about it. I'm not going to start waving flags or going on a march or anything. The two things I strongly discourage are rape and racism.
Right.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way,
Chinese cooking.
yeah, Chinese cooking. So,
Yeah.
There's a saying with it, which is that if you try to cook a frog, it will try to get away. Bear in mind, this is my remembering of the story, right? But no, I'm going somewhere.
Yeah, you're going, woo.
It's either frogs or lobsters or something. But wait, this is going somewhere. If you try to cook it, it'll try to get away. But if you put a frog in a normal pan of water and then slowly heat the pan, it won't know to jump out until you've cooked it.
Yeah.
Thus what you're getting at. That's a metaphor in relation to what you're saying about the creepiness slowly creeps in, as opposed to immediately it's a creepy situation. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Does that not make sense to you?
Yeah.
That's a fucking great metaphor. It's on the nose.
That's a massive fucking... Yeah, I mean, at least I've applied it to another film where you've just like... Why is it particularly Chinese?
Because I'm racist.
Right.
You know, it's probably a French saying.
Yeah, I know that saying. I do know that reference point, and I know what you're getting at. And now that I'm...
Oh, thank you, Mr. Viking. Ice ball of ice a minute ago.
Fucking hell. Well, this doesn't happen very often. You know, you don't often make reference points that I can latch onto, or it takes a little while.
But I know what you're getting at, and that's the kind of situation.
Yeah. That's
so. Yeah, it was so immediately creepy with that family that maybe you should have fucked off.
Yeah.
What? Oh yeah. So this particular film, like, you couldn't enjoy this if you had this on with your mates and you're around having a chat. I think you still need to sit down and actually watch it. I don't mean
if your friend group is pretty diverse, if you've got a multicultural friend hub, you'll fucking get a kick out of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
I strongly recommend this for mixed race couples.
Yeah,
definitely. But like,
as a sort of pre love making.
Who's going to fall asleep first? Not me. Fuck off. You fall asleep and I'll fall asleep. I've got my eye on you. Yeah, it's going to create some trust issues, definitely.
Oh, fucking hell.
If you had to put your name to it and recommend it to somebody, would you?
No.
Wow.
No, honestly not. I mean, how many reconditioned black people out of 5 would you give it?
Well, bearing in mind that they have, better physical properties than the average white man, less is more.
Yeah.
So I would give them a strong reconditioned 3, but that's really a 3.5.
Right.
So I would say actually, yeah, do watch this. This is like our first split, maybe. Into the film. Hello.
Do you know what? Fucking hell.
And it was down the racial divide of all things. Oh, wow. It all boils down.
Oh, that's very telling, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so this podcast is cancelled. There will be no more.
This is another Obama-Trump thing. This guy fucking loves Trump, by the way.
Yeah. Can't get enough of my Trump.
Can't get enough of that Trump.
I gotta say, no, I'm not a Trump supporter. I would have voted for Obama a third term.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't fucking matter because we're in England. It's not our problem.
Exactly.
I mean, it is our problem in a very worldly sense. But
eventually it will be he's got golf courses in Scotland.
God,
so I can't even go home.
Oh, Jesus. But like, our opinions don't matter. He's your president, not mine.
Yeah, exactly.
So, he's not my president. Yeah, he is. He fucking is. Get over it.
What year is this?
Yeah.
Who's the president?
My Jove, it worked. Open the hatch. What year is this, good sir? But I did like that, the weak hinting. Oh, that was all I was coming up with, the weak hinting earlier. Anyway, what I was getting at is that we're a little bit split on this film. We both regard it as being the same type of film, obviously, but you wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend it, but I don't expect you to turn around and say it's the best thing ever. I expect you to kind of go, oh yeah, I enjoyed that, and probably never watch it again.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good throwaway horror. It's a good watch if you want to watch a creepy horror and you like the creepiness and the implied threat of a situation. This will keep you in. But if you need more and you've got quite an astute eye like Ken has...
Yeah, I think if you can appreciate something that screams the fact that it's off-kilter, fair enough. If you want something a bit more than that from just a sort of visceral sense, I wouldn't recommend this.
If you did actually turn around to me and say, what film out of the ones that you've seen so far is there an implied threat and it's a very creepy vibe, and you don't know what's going on, and it makes you feel a bit off, I'd probably put A Cure for Wellness above this one.
Right, I didn't see that.
Although A Cure for Wellness is way long. It's long.
Right, okay. So, dive right in.
But it's still A Cure for Wellness. It's like because this has a kind of fantastical brain swap thing at the end. I won't spoil it for you if you've not sat down and watched it.
Yeah, I've not watched it.
But A Cure for Wellness's ending is very fantastical as well.
Okay, I gotta be honest, it wasn't on the top of my list or anything because it reminded me, the trailer to me looked like Shutter Island, which was bollocks.
Mate, you've nailed it. A Cure for Wellness. One of the first things I said, I think off a review, is that it reminded me of.
Well, I don't watch the bits.
No, don't watch them. They're rubbish.
No, I don't watch the bits I'm not involved in.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Fuck
You've got no vested interest. That's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
But like, it very much Shutter Island vibe.
Yeah,
absolutely has a Shutter Island vibe.
And unless I had a lot of problems with Shutter Island, and I think maybe the way it was told. I sort of immediately got sucked out of that, actually, when it was Leonardo DiCaprio vomiting in a sink. I'm like, oh yeah, they're trying to make him not look 12 anymore. Doesn't work.
Oh, no, man.
Oh, look, he's got a beard. Oh, look, he's vomiting. Look, he's a real actor, everybody.
He does.
He's a real life boy.
He definitely looks like an adult man these days, but I think you're right. Shutter Island was pre him having his late, second puberty. Do you know what I mean? Because everyone has their actual puberty, and then they're still like a person. And then at some point, I don't know, somewhere between mid-20s, mid-30s, they become a man.
Yeah.
But the second puberty happens.
Man, it's going to be something when you hit your first,
What are you talking about? I can't get any hairier. I have all hair.
Don't tell me that's not glued on.
It's it was, prosthetic from my...
He's just been to the barber and took the cuttings off the floor. They don't even match. You got ginger in there and everything.
Fuck off. So... really didn't like that.
Oh, you got something against gingers?
No, I haven't at all.
Yeah, right, okay, cool.
You know, that's really weird. It's not so bad now, but in the early 2000s, being casually mean to ginger people was the last okay form of racism. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
People are like, oh yeah, we ginger haven't got a soul, ha ha ha. And you just kind of technically, you are fucking hating on somebody for their appearance. Yeah. That's kind of the same boat.
Just to clear up something, it's not the fact that they've got ginger hair that makes them, lack a soul. It's just an indicator.
Yeah, absolutely. It's being ginger doesn't mean you don't have a soul. Yeah. It's just that if you don't have a soul, one of the side effects is you're ginger. I fucking love all you redheads. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
No, nothing better than a redhead.
Oh mate, redhead catches my attention, to be honest.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Anyway,
sorry,
we've done it.
Women. Okay.
I don't know. Beggars can't be choosers. So, if you've got a tabby cat, even, I'm saying don't leave me in a room with it. You're not safe.
Right.
This obviously can't quite do that.
Yeah.
Do you say it was a 13, this film?
A 12.
A 12.
There is no 13 rating, mate.
Is there no?
No, there's no such thing.
Is there? What am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of what countries on holiday you're allowed to bang people. Oh.
So there are 13 countries. Is that what you're saying?
No. This is that's obviously a joke. I'm not fucking a predator on tour. But
no, because he's not going on tour.
There is a thing. Did you ever hear people in? And by the way, if you're from Yemen, I'm not hating. Welcome. But did you ever see this documentary? And it's about people in Yemen. The kids get married off horribly young, creepy young. At 13 you can get married and just taken away by a bloke and stuff like that.
No.
Oh yeah, it's real
I've never
it's a very different culture, and it's kind of massively creepy.
Well, not so different to your culture.
Not
but typical sort of general UK culture. Yeah, sure. I mean, you were born in the wrong continent, weren't you?
Oh God, no! Don't you make it sound like that's really fucking horrible overtones. No.
You've been married 3 times?
I would never, let's just clear, I'd never go after a 13-year-old unless she was really hot.
Really.
She'd have to look old.
Yeah.
Genuinely never, just in case there's anybody of any doubt. Yeah.
You'll be editing this, you just hear the sirens.
Just as it's uploading. Yeah. Police are coming.
Just situate it over the bathtub, mate. Oh Christ.
This video is to go
what
back
was
on track.
What was I saying? I haven't seen Dread in a while. I do remember thinking, this is halfway good. It just doesn't feel like it's quite got the money to really just let loose.
Yeah,
you know?
the budget wasn't.
And I was
but they did-
hoping that it would do well enough that we'd get a second one, because it was like, okay, you've established the foundation, and next time we can just fucking get
I
going.
would love to have seen a second Dread film off the back of that, most definitely. And
but
like,
it didn't happen.
I watched the thing about that sidetrack where they just went to, I'm pretty sure they just went to different parts of South Africa to shoot Mega City 1.
Yeah.
And they were just like, we've got to be honest, we don't have to do much with these plates.
No. Yeah.
There's not much we have to add to the background to these shots to make it look shit.
Of course, it will never be a replacement for the Stallone judgment.
No, obviously not.
Like,
Just
like
the one. I'm literally grabbing the steering wheel and like, that's just got me pumped.
You really suck. Oh God, you got your energy back.
Yeah, I have.
One mention of the Stallone Judge Dredd film, and you've recouped all the energy that's sucked out of you.
Yeah, quick skip to the end. Just in terms of the overall tone, it's really like, despite the crisp and beauty of it, the overall tone of this film is dark and it's dour, and the rhythm isn't amazing, and you literally come out of it just like, ugh. But if at the very end, it just turned around, it just went slow, I am the Lord, and he just went, Lord! That would be the perfect kind of like, this is just going to be white noise whenever we do that on the phone audio. Yeah. But that would have been the pump to just make you go, oh, wow, the film's over.
Yeah, thank fuck for that. If they'd just done an end credit sequence where like Ghost meets Dredd.
Oh, God, how do we do this? Oh, it's been so long.
Oh, it has, yeah.
Let's just dive straight in. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to a long time since we've done one episode of a post-film podcast. I'm Mikey.
I'm Ken.
We haven't done this for 3 and a bit weeks, maybe something like that.
Yeah, and I've been going stir crazy, mate. I'm just like, I've got nobody to podcast.
Oh, mate, what about your other podcast with your other mate?
Well, that I haven't seen him in weeks either as well.
Oh, bloody hell.
We've our next one is next weekend, actually.
Shit.
I'm having to watch through all the Kevin Smith films.
Oh, okie.
So I'm just...
Yeah, good luck for you, man. That sounds like a horrible way to spend a lot of time.
I haven't been angry enough recently, so it's just like, yeah, this is going to be a good one. It just rage.
That'll do it. This film's got promise, and all the others are awful. Oh, okay, I'm going to do this. That's my Kevin Smith film.
That's your Kevin Smith.
Yeah,
summary.
don't hold me to that. I'm sure I really like the one with when they have no penises. That was a funny one.
Where they have no penises. Oh, Dogma.
Yeah.
That's how I
because
we discussed that in reference to Andrew Garfield, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
What was that in relation? Was that Silence?
Yeah. Oh no, it was Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, okay.
We just imagined that you had no junk.
Why? I can't even remember what that conversation was about.
Have a listen back, mate. It's a
if you're listening to welcome, everybody. How are you guys at home? Why do you listen to this? I never understand it.
I don't know.
It's a pleasure having you. I do appreciate it. Go back to the Hacksaw Ridge podcast, and can somebody listen all the way through it and remind us what the hell we're thinking of? Because I can't remember.
That was it. You said that you felt sorry for him or something, and I was like, do you find him so effeminate that you fancy him? Would you groom him?
No, but I think that was. Oh no, it was after that. It's just like he was quite attractive.
He definitely has no penis.
Yeah. It's all right as long as I'm in a big spoon. Andrew Garfield's like a viable target. It's fine.
But we see the film that we've just been in, Michael Fassbender, which you need to see Shame because he has an abundance of penis.
Yeah, I've not seen Shame, so I don't have this, so there's a bit, so we saw Alien Covenant.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Yeah. God, it's been a long time, we are rusty as fuck, man.
No, this is what we normally do. We haven't done it in so long, you've forgotten what the actual
I've
format
imagined
is.
we might have been good, but it's not, we just talk shit, don't we?
That we're actually alien competent.
Okay, so, let's talk about, did you watch the trailer? Non-spoiler talk. Safety talk, everybody. Yeah, you're safe here.
This is safe. You've got your hard hat on.
Yeah.
You got your hard on.
Ken had a hard on for Michael Fassbender in the film.
I did.
Quick question. If you met yourself in real life, would you kill him or make out with him? Like, if it was another you.
I would ask him to kill me. And he could live my life.
Yeah, just do it, man. Fuck it up.
It's just like, okay, this is where I'm at. Right, take me out of the equation, and it would just be
a sigh of relief, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd just be like,
as the knife went in. Okay.
Because it's like, obviously, I want some remnant.
I imagine you just accepting death. Is it The Departed at the very end, where the science teacher from The Happening turns up, and he's got the washing up gloves on and the hairnet. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Fucking hell.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg's there.
The same.
And
his only reference point for you is he's the science teacher in The Happening.
Yeah.
I've missed you, man. I really have.
Hey, kid, you gotta take an interest in science. What? I guess we'll never know. It's my excellent Mark Wahlberg.
There is a connection there, because, of course, he had a large penis in another film.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. It was a prosthetic one, though.
You've created a library of penis to actor knowledge.
Yeah,
like just diving away.
You know what? Don't if you're not sporting at least 6 inches, I won't go and see your film.
Oh my god! What page on the IMDb are you finding these days? That's really weird stuff.
No, this is the CNDB.
Oh, the cock movie database.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's clever. Well done. It's good. So, wait, what are we talking about? So Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah,
you'd take it the way, I'll beat you up with a book guy. We'll take it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, just like, oh, finally.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody's come.
But so it's kind of that sort of shit's kind of been done to her. Like she's in kind of you get this very. Have you watched the Silence of the Lambs for TV series? What's it called? Hannibal, yeah. Have you watched the TV series of Hannibal?
It's when you did the doop Silence of the Lambs. I'm like,
what narrative was I running to remember that name?
A musical version of No, Hannibal. What about it?
So have you watched season 2 of Hannibal?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know where it's got the comedian? Oh, a jam. Blah blah blah. He's fucking, the comedian needs to Alcatraz. Oh, let's look over here. What's in the Bible? Oh, blah blah blah. Fuck. This is
Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. I hope you got that not from what I was saying, and you got that because you knew he was in. Because I'll be honest, those Eddie Izzard things I was trying to convey were awful. Because he's always like, oh, jam.
No, I've never heard him say that.
So anyway, Eddie Izzard, fucking comedian stroke multi-marathon runner stroke actor. Like, that guy's a fucking stroke mixed gender, dress how he wants. He's a
stroke jam.
Stroke jam. He's a fucking...
Stroke man jam.
That's a guy who's just like, oh, I'm a human being that could be anything I want to be. Oh, look, if I don't apply limits to myself, I can do anything. It's an incredible human being.
Well, fair enough, yeah.
Anyway.
It's like this horrible attempt at banter. Again.
Yeah, to be fair, that guy using religious language is just too on the nose as well for me.
It's like...
I get it, he's got faith. Just stop saying it. Why does every line you have to reinforce that?
Because you got to have faith.
But, I like to draw, but I don't fucking walk around going, oh, man, life's like a pencil. Oh, man, you just got to treat this like a sheet of paper. Have I mentioned I love drawing? You know what I mean? You don't use such forced language all the time. Yeah, it just felt really pushed in.
My life is like paper on an easel. I just want to tear it off and throw it in the bin.
Oh, I'm black! Black!
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Darling, black like the night!
But you get that bit where it's like,
what is it? Sorry, what is he saying? Where it's just like, the eyes! The children! Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, do you know what you're talking about? Yeah.
Otherwise you might think about the breakdown.
I cannot remember the exact line, I'm afraid.
I can't remember. She's like, the eyes, they take the children's eyes.
The only line I remember in that is because it's a reference to some game or something where he collapses and he goes, help, they're destroying the city! Or something like that.
Is it like Zardoz or something like that?
Yeah, it's some sort of game reference. I'm like,
sorry guys, we've just gone on an aside. If you're from England and older, maybe you know what we're talking about. We're talking about the Fast Show, which is a comedy.
You don't have to be specifically from England. UK.
Okay,
mate.
yeah. Sorry, I keep thinking because England's in charge. So
not for much longer.
Yeah, not for much longer, man. Fucking hell. But yeah, for any of you in other countries, bloody love you guys, obviously from all around the world.
Yeah, please, watch the Fast Show. You'll probably like it.
Oh, it's I don't think it translates now, but it did have this one particular sketch where this guy's just a painter, and it's all very nice and calm. But if he paints something too dark, it's like, oh, his purples are very deep. They're almost black.
Yes, I should need to get the black out.
More black. Yes.
And it triggers his breakdown.
Yeah, he goes off. It's fucking amazing. And it's so good.
Yeah, it is very funny. What
the fuck are we talking about?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's a very dark film. The way that my head has summarised this is that You know how Saved by the Bell went through season after season after season, but Screech was always there?
Yeah.
That's how I think about Jack Black in these Pirates of the Caribbean
Jack
films.
Black.
Is it? Wait, no. Jack Sparrow.
Captain Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow. Johnny Jack Sparrow. I was
Johnny, former actor.
I was just constantly just like, oh, I don't care.
No.
Nothing has any value. No one's in any danger.
Well, if Jack Black was in it, then it might at least have a bit of personality, you know what I mean?
You don't understand this, you're old. Oh. You're right. I like
on a decent level.
I remember these Pirates and the first one as well, everything had a nuance to it. Jack Black's like happy-go-lucky
Jack Black, you said Jack Black.
Fuck. Johnny Depp's
former actor.
Former actor Johnny Depp. The artist formerly known as the symbol formerly known as the actor.
The symbol formerly known as Depp. Yeah. Okay.
Like I remember in that first film, like the character, like it was such a fresh character.
Yeah.
And everything that he does had like a rhythm to it. Like there's these big on rope set pieces. I'm so worn out by this film. I've had such a long day.
Oh my God.
Such a long day.
I know.
But
it's nearly over.
These big rope, like literally like a stage show set pieces. And
Yeah.
I remember he comes in on the sinking ship and steps just off, and everything was like, ooh, everything's a thing. That was good. This is good.
I do remember that actually, because the shot, the way they framed that shot, it was the typical sort of crow's nest thing,
Yeah.
and you think, he's coming sailing into the harbour on this grand thing, and then the reveal of him on this little sinking thing, it's like, that's quite funny actually.
Yeah, I like this. I like that the most famous pirate in the world has just got this air of luck about him, but actually he's a terrible pirate, and that was the theme.
Almost a bit sort of, they're very different characters, but the way they portray that, the kind of thing that you're talking about, almost like an Indiana Jones thing.
Oh, okay. As soon as you mention that, I'm going to skip right to the end of this film.
Okay.
So there is there's so many bits actually that you're just bringing back out of me now.
I'm sorry.
But basically, there's a bit at the end. We're going to come back to that ending.
You were going to come back.
But basically, there's a bit where he's just like, it was like we're in the fields at the end. Like they've all come back to land, and there's some characters that come back, and it's really CG. It's like dusk. But I guess to make the lighting work, you couldn't really film that.
No.
So everything's really CG, and they're just like, oh, what was it? Their greatest treasure. And I immediately just thought, don't say knowledge. Don't say knowledge, whatever you do. What was his greatest treasure? It was knowledge. And I was just watching this CG ending and just like,
and it brought back some horrible Crystal Skull flashbacks for you, did it?
Ooh, would I rather watch Crystal Skull than this? I would rather watch Crystal Skull.
I think I would rather watch Crystal Skull.
Yeah.
You know, just absolutely saturated pish.
I felt as well, like, if we're just talking leading up to this film, the Jack Black, fuck, what? I can't let it go. I can't let it go. Jesus. The Jack Sparrow. So they're caught up in a thing. Do they escape on a boat? Oh no, Jack fails, doesn't he? He doesn't get any money, and they're on a boat. I don't care.
And then he gets put in prison.
And he's with his crew, and he's with like Cornish tired Logan. You know the one. He's been in all the films as well. 17 years since they made that first Pirates of the Caribbean film.
Oh my God, that's one for the ages. Cornish tired Logan.
Yeah. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Gibbs.
Yeah.
Gibbs is his first name.
Well done, by the way. So I don't know if that's because maybe you've seen it more recently, but very late into the film as well, I thought to myself, I know Captain Jack Black's name.
No, you don't. Because you still call him Jack Black.
Fuck. What? There's like a genuine problem in my brain. I know. So I know Captain Jack's name.
There's more than one.
I know there's Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, that's 80s.
That's really 80s.
That's very 80s. Although I know what you mean though about tech noir. Yeah.
Tech noir, as well as being like a film genre, it's a music genre now.
Really?
Yeah, there's like a tech noir label as well. Like it's
on the cusp of that one scene in the Terminator.
Oh mate, that's big stuff. Have you really? Here's another completely random thing. Oh wait, what I was getting at is that apparently Sean Bean was like James Cameron's darling a little bit. No, Tim Burton's darling. Before, or am I
Sean
thinking?
Bean.
Am I getting this right? Yeah, Sean. Is it Sean Bean? Isn't it from the first Terminator?
What is he talking about?
For Terminator?
Yeah.
Is it Sean Bean?
No.
What's the name of the actor in the Terminator?
Michael Bean.
Thank you. So, I'd like. Okay, I'd like.
What are we gonna do? What we're gonna do for the podcast series? We're gonna get a glossary, right? What Mike says. Stroke. Next column. What Mike means.
Yeah. It's going through a filter of its like a dying brain.
It's a filter of insanity.
Michael Bean.
Yeah.
I heard. I think in a Terminator thing, and now I'm not sure if I've made the link falsely, but he was like Tim Burton's darling for 2 films or something. I know exactly what I've done.
What have you done?
Michael Bean was James Cameron's darling for a little bit, but what I've got confused about is that who is Tim Burton's Batman?
Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton was Tim Burton's darling
for a little bit.
Like a little bit.
Three
then,
films.
I don't know if they fell out or something, but Michael Keaton didn't want to come back to something that he was involved with, and then he picked up Johnny Depp. And then Johnny Depp became his done. But like Michael Keaton was Tim Burton's man back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. So they did the 2 Batman films and Beetlejuice.
Wow, Michael Keaton, Michael Bean from Sean Bean. I didn't even have the linking Michael in my head.
Yeah,
but I still had the same journey.
Okay, Rowan Atkinson was Johnny Burton's darling.
Yeah, so,
Jack Burton's darling.
So basically, Alec Baldwin, Alec Trevelyan, Sean Bean, Michael Bean, Michael Keaton, Tim Burton.
If we could somehow harness the power of random that exists in your mind.
Mate,
like
it's everywhere.
I mean, this isn't even 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. This is like 6 degrees of, just fucking
It's a beautiful mind,
nothing.
but without any of the good bits.
It's a beautiful mind if you'd been struck by lightning.
Yeah.
And just turned SPAC,
Oh,
but it's fucking beautiful, man.
Oh, God, I'm glad you're here to join the dots, because otherwise I'm just like, I think that's it. Anyway.
Otherwise, you are just fumbling in the dark.
Yeah, that is literally it. I'm like talking about like characters and film history and stuff. There's a room full of all my knowledge, but the light's gone, and I'm fumbling from one abstract bit of furniture, trying to assume I know what it is to the next.
And you're grabbing something that might be a breast. It might be a jellyfish. You don't know
what it is. Like,
you don't know.
Just in fleeting, I've caught the cat, and it's gone. And then every now and then, you stand there, and you're just like, oh, it's not even his own house. And every now and then, you're there, and you just kind of shine a torch on some stuff for me, and just like, you're looking for that. Yeah, that's where it is.
Yeah,
and he's shining a torch on something else, just an isolated object.
And yet, in brief moments, brief shining moments, like
I do that going to the toilet in a dark thing where I can walk flawlessly between furniture without touching anything.
Or it's like you've put 10 pence in the meter and you come out with a reference to the Apocalypse trilogy, and I'm like, holy fucking hell, how did you pull that out of your ass?
And then, like Kaiser Soze,
it's gone, and it's just like, well, that was brief, but potent, but brief. Yeah, way too brief. But
okay,
I've always got your flashlight, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you for joining the dots. That's why. This is why how it works. Like I don't know what's going, and Ken knows stuff.
Exactly. That's why I'm here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Post Film Podcast. My name's Mikey.
My name's Ken.
Hello there. We have just been watching Wonderful Woman and the wonderful women on the island of, what was the island?
Lesbos.
Lesbos, yeah. Amazos.
The Isle of Sappho.
Oh, good.
No, you see, you got to get the sexist, typical male remarks out of the way in order to actually comment on, a powerful feminist film like this.
Yeah, the hench lady island.
Hench lady island.
Lesbians.
Well, they weren't that hench, were they?
But one of them was. Oh no, sorry, she was just leathery. That's it.
Leathery.
That's it. Their version of hench was leathery.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay, just like the kind of skin you could make boots with.
It's the kind of skin Roger Moore would have been proud of. R.I.P.
At one point, the kind of skin he adorned, and the kind of skin that he caressed.
In the silence of a lamb's way.
Oh, Jesus, I wasn't going there.
No, put the dog back in the bucket.
No, none of them were fucking fat enough for him to make a women's suit. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fine. Yeah.
Firstly, whilst we're touching the subject, R.I.P. Roger Moore. I know that's happened now like the other week from when.
Yeah, R.I.P. Roger Moore. Do you know what? Shamefully, I realised that I've only seen him in Bond.
Have you not seen The Saint then?
No.
The old school version?
No.
And that is all my knowledge of him outside of James
That's all you know.
Yeah.
See, that's pretty shameful as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that is probably.
I tell you what, I just got to put this on the record.
Go on.
His Bond era is the most interesting era.
Oh, because we don't agree on. By the way, guys, we're going to be talking about.
We are going to be talking about the film, yeah.
Anytime soon. There's a lot I want to talk about here in this movie.
Okay, good stuff.
So we don't agree on A View to Kill.
Yeah. And if you listen back to the Spectre podcast we did when you described it, when you gave a sort of plot
that's
summary.
On the other channel, Mikey Mega Mega. I think there's a link to it in the playlist for this channel.
Yeah, there's two podcasts on the other channel that you should maybe switch over to the other one actually.
Oh no, we'll just leave it in the playlist. You can't.
Fair enough. Yeah. But you ran off a plot synopsis of A View to Kill, like describing Christopher Walken's character, and I was like, based on that description alone, how can you not love that film?
It's so.
But his era is schizophrenic.
Let's have a James Bond themed. We've got like some topic. Good news, guys! There'll be a new unregular series where we'll have very particular themed discussions. Yeah. Instead of trying to loop it constantly into reviews of other films.
If you caught the end of the
we'll be having an upcoming Marvel versus DC discussion in full. So that's kind of good contextual for this one.
Yeah. We should definitely do a Bond discussion.
Yeah, we'll have a Bond discussion, but it's going to be a Bond particular to each actor discussion, separate discussion each one.
All right, okay, got you.
So there is going to be a bit of touching on Marvel vs. DC in this particular podcast.
Yeah.
I want to just really quickly list off the topics. This is a really particular way of doing it. It's out of the usual one. Then we can talk about the trailer. But simply because I will forget otherwise.
All right, okay.
I want to list off a number of topics that I want us to cover, and then you've got to help me remember that as we get on through this podcast, okay? Okay. So, obviously, we're going to talk about Wonder Woman, the film.
The film.
Wonderful Woman and the Band of Women.
I think you're getting that title wrong somewhere.
Then we're going to talk about, Wondrous Woman. And then we're going to talk about...
Wonder Boobs.
Yeah. We're not going to talk about that necessarily, although there's time.
Okay.
Are we going to... put me off already. Okay. We're going to talk about the film.
Yeah.
I want to talk then about this film in the context of the recent DC films.
Yep.
And then I want to talk about this film in context to Captain America.
Yeah.
Because there's some very obvious parallels.
Yeah, very obvious parallels.
A lot of chat about.
Yep.
Then I want to talk about the maybe quite inconsistently described powers of everybody involved.
Okay.
Then I want to talk about some of the green screening and CG at the end, but that's in general. That's actually going to fall under just talking about this film. And then with two more bits. The underlying theme of this movie I want to talk about, and what was the other bit that, like, as I was watching this film, it's something that... Yeah, what it's kind of reaching into in terms of mythology, but that's going to be another Captain America thing. Yeah, okay. A lot of it's going to fall into the beginning part.
All right, okay, cool.
Okay, so this is... Because last time, we just, in the last podcast, I hope you've seen it, everybody, watched it, listened to it.
Yeah.
YouTube Red, you can download it as an MP3, or follow us on Patreon, where you can download the MP3s for a small fee. I haven't launched a Patreon page.
Okay.
There is no Patreon page. That's just occurred to me as an idea. So I'm going to plug it right now.
So don't do it.
Yeah, there are no links to click as of yet.
Yeah, don't do it yet. But by the time you've heard this, maybe... No, fucking chance.
Remember, buy the official FilmCram merchandise. It doesn't exist. It'll be ready in time for Christmas.
Yeah, the Mikey Mega Mega t-shirt.
Oh, yeah, no, that's the other time. That's not FilmCram. That's a different brand.
And the Ken thong.
The Ken thong. Those are the only two products you can buy. Mikey Mega Mega t-shirt and a Ken pouch.
And if you put them together, you've got your own superhero costume.
Oh, God, it's Wonderful Man. Call the police. He's back again, mother. He's in the garden. Shut the windows.
It's like the that bit in Halloween where she sees him through the washing and then he's just disappeared. It's just like, what the fuck was that?
And then it's the end of Pirates of the Caribbean. You wake up in bed and you think it was just a dream, but the camera pans down to below the bed and the thong's there.
Yeah, the thong's there. Yeah. It's like, I did not endorse this. I did not endorse that use of it. I'm just going to say.
You suggested it.
No, I suggested it.
Just the word Ken in white on a black pouch.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, are you not going to, like, draw me?
I could be your face if you want, like a really graphic black and white, like a Che Guevara, but black and white Ken.
Yeah, draw me like one of your Japanese girls.
What, closing the blinds from outside?
Oh God, yeah. Well, you did a draw Mikey Mega thing, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did. That was based on fan suggestion.
Yeah, so I think you really need to draw me based on just Ken's suggestion. Because I've got to have my face on the pouch. There's no way that you can have a Ken thong and not have a face on there.
Yeah, but that pouch is a small amount of surface area, and I've got to draw the whole underside of a bridge and everything where you live. All the billy goats at the top.
Yeah. I am the Billy Goats graph. Yeah.
Mikey says yes, Ken says no. How about that?
Well, if you could put Ken down the
We're eventually going to talk about Wonder Woman.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, so you could put my name down the sort of crack, and my face on the front. I got this all laid out. Yeah. Watch out for official FilmCram merchandise coming this Christmas.
Yeah.
But then you also find out later that he actually crafted.
So dying breath, beat down Ares, dying shot, his last squirt. Equally became,
I think they all know what you're doing.
They all know. I'm real subtle.
Yeah.
So, then Diana's born. Diana, Princess of
Wales.
Yeah, Diana, Princess of Wales. Oh my God. Never thought of that in my life.
No. So, how could you not have thought of that?
So, who's Dodie fired? The little guy with the hat?
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah, because he survives.
Because she was quite fond of him.
Yeah, and Charles flew off in a plane and blew it up.
Yeah.
So,
if only you would.
Come on, Charles. Get in the plane.
I'm not anti-royalist, honest.
You're Scottish, of course you're anti-royalist.
Oh yeah, shit. You betrayed me now.
Yeah, okay.
They all know.
Yeah, Ken hates my queen, so she's only half mine.
Well, she should stop coming to fucking.
She stopped coming to fucking.
What the hell is Balmoral?
Balmoral, do you want her out?
Yeah, Scotland. Fuck her.
Oh, he's one of the protesters.
It's my castle.
Queen out. Give us back the nettles and thistles that we love so much. Well, that's what we need.
Stop stealing our shortbread and our gas and our oil and our whiskey and our fucking
fats and greases
tartan and haggis. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, such a rich culture.
Rich in. Yeah, gravy.
Yeah. So gravy rich. So, what the Matrix is for bullet time, 300 is for slow-mo. Randomly.
Yeah. And unfortunately, anytime you remind me of Zack Snyder, I get sucked out of the entire experience because he's a hack. There was once she's done that bit in the trenches and she goes like the sniper and the belter.
Yeah.
And it builds up to her taking him out. That was good. I enjoyed that bit.
That was interesting with other Ken in the film.
Other Ken?
Yeah, the other Scott. And
yeah, okay.
That was interesting in that he couldn't quite take the shot kind of vibe, which falls back to a lot of other sort of things. And I like that it didn't make that a character arc, which was redeemed with him getting in a crucial shot later.
Yeah, it's not like the
I like that they were literally
he didn't do a Powell in Die Hard.
Yeah, I like that they were literally just like, sometimes you can't always be the person you want to be.
Yeah.
And there's no great moment where, like, sorry, if you're a fucking EMT and there's been a fucking terrorist attack and there's a body which you might not have checked is definitely dead, who fucking thinks we might as well stick the gun in there as well?
Yeah.
Before we wrap him up in this body bag.
Yeah, go on then.
Fucking, that just really annoys me. Like, if he'd fucking killed McClane and the family, that's the EMT's fault.
Yeah.
That is their fault. This body's mysteriously really gripping onto the gun. Oh, that old rigor mortis must be setting in.
Yeah.
And he's also grumbling in German, likely to himself. I guess we'll just put it all together.
Yeah, just put it on, yeah.
I randomly,
wow.
I woke up at night thinking about that once, not too long ago. Literally, the most random thing. It's so weird that you brought that up. Because it is not too long ago that literally just I was like, oh, I'm awake.
Interior.
I'll tell you what pisses me off.
Interior night, Mike's bedroom. Suddenly flies up out of bed going, what the fuck was that about?
I think it was really recently. I think it might have been 2 nights ago because we brought up Die Hard as a topic in the last review. How fucking weird.
Holy shit, man.
Anyway, so...
That's fucking beautiful.
So, what was that about?
Thank God you sleep alone.
Yeah, so I loved it for... every day. Fucking thank God.
Let it linger a minute, and then it was like, okay, and we're done with that. And they didn't come back to it, as you say, didn't progress into this, bog standard arc where he finally fires the shot off or anything.
I want to see an edit of Die Hard where after he shoots Carl, then they're just like, yay! And he's just like, yay! And he just turns around and blows away a kid or something like that. and everyone's like, no! And he's like, no? Like, we're just like, yeah, and he's like, yeah, bang, bang.
So they're celebrating every time he lets a shot off, and he just thinks, right, I'll just keep doing it.
Yeah, he's just like,
doesn't matter who they are.
Maybe I was right all along. He just
oh, fucking hell. That's terrible.
But
you're a bad man.
No, I'm a bad man.
Bad man. Yeah, I'm angry, man. I'm angry that we sat through that. So yeah, let's kick it in high gear.
Oh well, You know what? I'm going to start it with that. Not even do the intro. Hello and welcome to the Post Film Podcast. You've just caught an insightful moment to. I haven't warned him.
If you leave that in,
yeah, that was from the heart.
That was like this podcast will be a love letter straight from the heart, fucker. It'll be a bullet.
We have just watched. Was it just called The Mummy? Actually,
it was just called The Mummy.
The Mummy, and Ken didn't like it. I didn't hate it.
I thought, well, at one point, because Pirates of the Caribbean, I saw you take your phone out a couple of times, and I thought, yeah, you're fucked bored with this. And all the way through, I'm looking for you reaching for the phone, and I never saw it, and I'm like, why do you not hate this?
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
There's a couple of bits in this that made me think of Pirates of the Caribbean. I will be honest.
Okay.
So how to frame this podcast? Welcome everybody. If you kind of listen to these podcasts, might as well say it now, because sometimes I say it about 45 minutes in when nobody's listening.
Right.
Thanks so much for listening along. It's a pleasure having you. Get in the comments. Tell us your thoughts on films. I'll read them eventually.
Okay.
We do check them out, actually.
I thought you were going to say, 45 minutes into the podcast, we actually start talking about the film.
Oh, yeah, there's that as well. So, we have to... Oh, no, we'll do it our way. If you want a really concise, good podcast, you're listening to the wrong podcast.
Yeah. If you want something, straight from the hip...
if you want to know the real shit, okay? Not some polished
listen
BS.
To, I don't know, Mark Kermode or something. He knows his shit, and he's really opinionated like me. So if you like me, you'll like him.
Do you like a bit of MC?
But he's older, and he's
harder to find on YouTube. Don't worry about it. Go this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Warning.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Just felt a sneeze coming there.
Thanks for that.
You know, we might have to start this podcast later now.
Do you know what?
So rough and raw.
That'll be well over the clip in that.
No, don't worry. I run it. For you guys at home, fortunately, I run this through several filters on Audacity so that it doesn't have horrible bits.
It's like the William scream.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa.
Yeah. I'm going to edit out and remix it.
Yeah.
Nice one. There's people who want me to do that and I never get around to it.
You never get around to anything. You barely got around to seeing this.
Yeah. So, in the lineup to The Mummy, kind of the trailers came out and my initial thoughts to this film were, much like I text you.
Yeah.
There are two types of Tom Cruise movies these days in my head. I'm not talking about his early career. There's either a really action-filled Mission Impossible Tom Cruise.
So you got your Mission Impossibles.
It is sheer fun. It's stupid. You can turn your brain off, but the action-packed kind of moments.
Yeah, what was that other one? Edge of
Tomorrow. Yeah, that was really. I'm surprised that didn't do better. I
really liked that.
Yeah. That was my Nice Guys of that year, whatever that was. Also starring Russell Crowe.
Where's Russell Crowe? What?
Russell Crowe's in Nice Guys, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
I thought you just said nonsense there.
No, it's Russell Crowe.
I thought you felt another sneeze coming.
That's a long warped version of a South Park reference, which probably you wouldn't even get if you watched South Park.
No, do you know what? I can hear that voice in my head now. Yeah, it's fucking there.
So, and he was a bit like that as the film got on. Sorry, I'm making noises and Ken's freaking out. I proper watched his body tense up just then when I made that last noise. Sorry, mate.
The child lock is on, right? I'm not getting out of here.
Yeah, you're in. What's the guy? So Sean Connery, going back to the Bonds. This is a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen style film. This is this movie is doing, right, it reeks of doing, is Marvel Cinematic Universe. You've got all the Marvel things.
I can't believe you brought that film up, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Is a dark scene? Is that a really dark patch? Yeah. Do you know what? I have never seen that film with clarity, by which I mean, the only time I've seen that film was a Channel 5 showing on an old, deep as it is wide TV, but wasn't getting Channel 5. for like static, riddled, vague shapes, I think, of people.
It's the best way to see it.
Yeah, like I remember I think I was staying up and I couldn't fall asleep, and I was like, I think this might be an interesting film, and I couldn't quite make it out.
You thought that what you were getting was like encrypted porn, didn't you? And you're like, hang on, Sean Connery's in this.
I remember just being like, oh god, I was like, literally like a coat hanger in the end of a cable situation. I was like, why can't I get reception on this channel? It's really weird. And long time ago story.
But you still completed the mission successfully.
I didn't. I didn't stay for the whole film, but it was mission complete. You know what? If you've got the right imagination, you can see a lot in that snow. That's like the modern 20th century version of like people who used to get visions in the flames back in the Dark Ages. You know what I mean? Just sitting there, just working your best with your imagination, watching the static.
But do you know what? These guys are not ready for wank roulette. Let's not turn them onto that.
To be fair, and it's a modern generation. Everyone's got digital and stuff. It's just you don't have to deal with the snowy TV reception we had back in my day.
No, it's true. It's true, man. Oh, so many times I just fiddling the fuck out of that area.
Yeah, that aerial. Got a lot of fiddling when I was 13.
Yeah, thank God for like LCD. They're doing Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, what? This is all been set as lineup. This is going to be happening.
Yeah, there are several in the works already. And
I can see that they did because it was the Lady Mummy who came back this time because it's sexier to sell as an idea.
Yeah,
she was hot.
Well.
So she reminded me of a crazy girl I met in Ibiza like last time.
Is this a story you can actually tell for this?
No, this is not a story I can tell.
Do you want to not mention stuff that you can't actually tell?
But basically, I was getting like really weird vibes off her because the lady who plays the mummy, when she's getting all creepy and bossy, I was just kind of like, oh, is this turning me on? Okay, so here's a question: like, if push came to shove, like when she's in her like final, looking good form, you would. But
no, because she still looked like fucking.
No, she'd just be grey.
She still looked like dark water.
No, she would just need a scrub, and she would have been fine.
Well, but you're not that picky.
No, I'm not. And when she first cuts open Tom Cruise, when she's only half remade, would you?
No.
No.
No. No.
If the right bits were made,
that didn't even get a twitch from Big Cam.
Okay.
Sorry,
you're missing out.
So if you're mildly flaky and quite psycho, Mike will put out his number at the end of this podcast.
It's too high risk.
Yeah, if you're verging on sort of leper and not happy about it, you're in with Mike, basically.
Oh, no, actually, I get some dangerous messages on Instagram now where you're just kind of like, ooh, I'm not going to reply to that. Every now and then you get one, it's like, ooh,
but then the night gets cold enough, and you go,
add.
Worth a punt.
Yeah, worth a punt.
Yeah, why not?
So, wow, this is going horribly.
Well, this is
railroading.
Yeah.
So basically, it's trying to build its own universe. We've got that. It's trying to do that. Because it is, I'm going to go positive and say it's just not a bad film. It's just the right side of the middle.
This is my triple X.
Really? Really? That bad?
I really...
So and maybe it's because I don't know enough about Egyptian history. Like, there's two types of childhood. You're either into Egypt and stuff, or you're into dinosaurs. And I was into dinosaurs. I don't know enough about Egypt.
What about Egyptian dinosaurs?
No such magic ever existed in the mind of a child. I'm sorry. But so then...
You weren't a very imaginative child, were you?
No, not at all. Okay. So I was just reading Tintin, masturbating. Not necessarily at the same time.
Snowy's in the river again.
Tell me, Hergé. Tell me about your biased tropes of various cultures.
Haddock's getting pissed again. This isn't going to end well.
Thompson!
Oh my God!
Sapristi. That's fine.
Oh,
it's fine.
Can we? Yeah. Okay. Let's not.
So you can tell we might not have too much to say about this film, actually.
Well, yeah, exactly.
But I'm sure half the world must do this. Any time where they're just like, it's going to take you this long to swim underwater.
Yeah.
In the film, whilst you're watching a movie, you just go, and you just hold your breath with the actor, don't you? And you just see can they do it? Can I do this?
Yeah.
And you sit. Do you never do that? Do you never hold your breath when an actor's...
I've never done that.
Mate, go back, watch Rogue Nation, and hold your breath and see how long.
No, I will pass out though.
No, you're allowed to stop. I'm not saying do it as a godly command that will finish your life. I mean, but just try to keep pace. Like going back to what's that Timothy Dalton James Bond, where he's thrown in the shark water and shark water, like it's dirty water. Oh no, it's all sharky. Look at it again. Hold it up to the light. Oh, sharks.
I'm sorry. This is the second time he's mentioned Timothy Dalton in the space of about half an hour, and the first time,
It's a Dalton.
the first time nearly killed me because he made. I just can't.
I couldn't quite get his name right. It's fine.
I can't accurately depict what it's like to try and have a conversation with Mike.
You're not the only person who tells me it's not easy.
It's not easy. That's why I like when we go out with Kate and Sam, because at least they got a buffer of real people, you know.
Yeah. They just like whatever we say comes out, and then they just talk about real life.
And then they like, oh, I'm moving house. I'm like, oh, right,
yeah.
Oh,
how's
sweet.
something important going? Yeah,
Christ,
real things.
Perspiring, you know. I was like, oh, Fid's arrived. Oh,
yeah,
a distraction. Yeah. So
I love that you're name dropping that we know more than each other.
We do
know other people.
Yeah. Oh fucking hell! Can you imagine if it was just me and you that only knew each other? We would be like,
mate, that would be the worst sitcom ever. It'd be one body hanging from a rope and another body with a head in the oven.
Like the David Lynch version of The Odd Couple.
And that's it, just different lighting on the slowly swinging one of us. And different settings on the oven. With like maybe some lights on the inside that would glow the chicken.
Fucking
and that's
hell.
how you
Do you know what? Just as an experiment, right?
Let's make that stage play.
As a sort of addition to this sickness that we pollute the internet with, we should, just as an experiment, live together.
Nope.
For a month.
Nope.
And record what happens. We should make a documentary.
No, none of that.
Fucking,
that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
We definitely should do that.
We should definitely do that.
I was planning to sort of end it soon anyway. So
yeah, there's always that. I'm not far behind you. It's fine.
No, it's a good way to go though. You know, if we're like, actually, it'll be like we're contributing.
We'll be two of the 4 quarters of what's that thing with all those girls? Suicide
what?
Suicide Brides? What's the thing? It's got Air does the soundtrack. Virgin Suicides.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We'll be like the house.
I'm like, Suicide Squad. What is he talking about? A load of girls? That would deflate.
Because they all hang out and then they all individually kill themselves.
Oh, I see. Yeah. No, I was like,
one's hanging and one's
hang on. If you introduce a load of girls into this scenario, that will mean we don't have to like
you need
live
somebody
together.
to film it for the internet.
All right. Okay. Yeah. The Virgin Suicides. Yeah. That's a great idea. I think we should definitely do this.
I absolutely don't think we should do that. I'm going on record to let you know that if I'm living with Ken, it is against my will. So, that was... The problem there was what they wanted to do is sort of go, watch him become Mr. Jekyll.
Yeah.
And the other problem was...
Mr. Hyde, you mean?
Yeah, watch him become Dr... Wait.
No.
You know what would be really good? They
Yeah.
should do a version of him where the monster is the nice guy, because when he's a doctor, he's euthanizing old people. That's the film I want to see made.
Mr. Jekyll and Dr. Crippen.
If DC got their hands on it, that's what would be happening.
You're fucking right.
Mopey Superman would discover the good Dr. Jekyll was actually euthanizing the aged.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
And it was only evil Mr. Hyde who was trying to expose him to the world.
You're so right. You're so right, man. Well, do you know what? Like, copyright that.
Copyright.
We'll get on it.
That's we should run it. That would be a much more interesting exploration.
But for this, you are actually, because we don't have any money, you are actually just going to have to kill old people.
God,
and then it takes a hit. It all comes back to
no.
See, we've come full circle.
No, Nana takes a hit is a safe and sellable property, which is fully marketable.
When you're pitching it,
and
as soon as they get
involve the death of old people.
Yeah, as soon as they get in the
likelihood of death is increased.
The teapot of doom. You know, they're fucking for it. You know,
get in a teapot and roll it down the upgoing.
Yeah. By the way, Mike's going to launch a Patreon. Get some subscribers, get some money in for Nana Takes a Hit. We really need your support.
No, that's not a Patreon thing. That would be a GoFundMe project.
All right, okay. Got you.
Because we'll have to go national with like the promotion and stuff. So, what was the other? Where have we just come from the film to get to that? I'm just like
I don't know.
Right there.
How many supernaturally tattooed, slightly flaky, almost ancient Egyptian women out of 5 would you give it?
I'd give her 1.
Hey!
So that's where we finished.
Yeah,
it's not a good film.
It's not.
but it didn't offend me. Whereas you're actively,
I am
off-putting
actively
a film.
angry. Yeah, that we had to sit through that and that it was bullshit.
All right, remind me, everybody. Thank you so much for listening along.
Right, up next, something to get the blood stirred even more. It's probably going to be Transformers, isn't it?
Yeah.
Which means, of course, I got to sit through the other 4.
Yeah, I'll let you do that. I'm fucking not doing that.
You let me do it. Thanks, mate. Do you know what?
To be fair, the reason I'm not doing that is because I'm up at fucking 2:30 every night combining Game of Thrones footage.
Yeah, well, that's your problem.
I'm not of my own back. But
you know what? No, the reason you're not doing it is because you've actually got a bit more sense than me, which is why we should move into our own place now.
No, I don't want
to.
And
then you can be hung from the door and made to watch them as I sit through them or something.
God,
that really needs to happen. Do you know what?
No, what the fuck are you implying?
Do you know what? Right,
but I hang myself and you make my corpse watch you watch the Transformers films back to back.
Do you know what? Right, okay, we'll put it to your subscribers. If you want me and Mike to live together,
if I go missing, this is a genuine cry for help.
Just as an experiment, put it in the comments.
That if it uploads suddenly stop on this channel and then mysteriously start again, it's just Ken. He's like, oh no, Mikey's fine. He's on a holiday. I'm not on a holiday. Okay, send help.
If this gets more than 10 likes, we move in together.
Oh, fucking hell. That's I'm editing that bit out. Megan Fox.
Megatron.
No, so in the first one, Megan Fox, we talked about the Michael Bay,
Michael Bay
women in this film.
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't think he understands
women.
Yeah, but I don't think he understands human physiology, the whole bones and breakable substance thing, because people can get just thrown at a million miles an hour against metal surfaces in this film.
Well, there isn't much of being a human that he really understands because he himself is a transformer.
He must be. This is where I was going. So Megan Fox. Brilliant. She's like a sophomore. I don't know the American school system. Young'un. And then she gets a bit older in the second film. So in the third film, they replace her for a younger one. In the fourth film, quite unnecessarily, they replace her for one who's too young to be having sex. Yeah. But then a guy's got a card with a special rule that says I can bang a kid.
Yeah, it's his get out of jail free card.
Yeah. In this one, he just goes for 2. He's got an older Michael Bay bird and he's got a 14-year-old Michael Bay bird.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? She is equally make-upped and Michael Bayed as the other girl.
The horrible bit about that last one, I can shag this bird even though she's not nearly legal.
She can't technically consent, but I'm allowed to bang her.
Yeah. So Mark Wahlberg is doing his, you're far too young for this kind of thing. And as he's giving this speech, you just get a leering shot of her short-clad ass.
Oh god!
And it's just like you know what you're doing, and I'm not on board with it. It's like this isn't irony. You're not making some sort of wink comment here on perversion. You're just a fucking pervert.
When people in caves preach about Western infidels bathing in sin and needing to be killed. Yeah. They're showing your films. Do you realise that?
Yes.
That's the propaganda they're using. Look at Western society.
I like it. Yeah, that's it.
In this film, there's another thing, and this is the thing to the ultimate weapon. How many fucking ultimate weapons?
I know. But this is it.
In the first fucking film, all of the Transformers were made by the Allspark. It was a cube that was the pure creationist power that brought life to autonomous robotic devices, which the Autobots were born of.
Yeah.
The cube. At some point in the last film, I guess, because I didn't watch the end of it, Optimus goes into space to look for his maker. I have to return to my home planet now. Optimus never came back.
He died on the way to his home planet. Yeah.
So he's toddling through space or frozen up.
Yeah, so he goes in search of his creators.
He meets this queen who's just another variation of who's clearly... So, at least in Alien Covenant, the engineers are clearly not human. He goes to find his creator, and it's another bird who's just as equally a robot as the rest of them. Has gone, I'm your creator. Yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Where did that come from in the kind of the lore of Autobots and the history of all this sort of shit?
Don't know. This is actually.
Sorry, and where she's like, he's like, oh. Yeah.
And where the fuck did Vin Diesel come from?
But like,
this is why I dragged you to this, man, because I just want to see you fly.
no, I'm not going to go on a proper one.
The audio is going to be unusable.
Yeah, it's not going to be. No one's going to want to listen to just pure rant. It's got to have a point. Got to be discussing a point to this film.
Okay,
it's tough. Where was I going? Oh yeah, so she's just like, oh, Cybertron's destroyed. Sorry, where the fuck were you? I'm pretty sure 2 movies ago. By the way, let's just make Cybertron go there, hide it behind the sun.
Yeah.
2 movies ago, you were fucking teleporting Cybertron to Earth.
That's right. Yeah.
Do you remember? You built a fucking space bridge. This is a fucking step backwards.
Yeah.
You've had another thing with another weapon. Why is everybody remembering Megatron like he's always looked like that?
Yeah.
In the last fucking film, he was reborn. Megatron is inhabiting the body of a human design transformer.
Mike, have a pill.
I know, but in the 4th one, they make this big thing. In the 4th one, they build their own Transformers, right?
That's right.
And
yeah.
Megatron's persona inhabited it. In the 4th one, they don't even transform like Transformers. Do you remember they turned into fucking cubes? Do you remember that advertising where the guy's like, it could be a Beats pill?
Yes.
They fucking turn into cubes and turn into any fucking shape.
Yeah.
What the fuck happened to that? Now everyone's transforming back.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
yeah,
Transformers.
Yeah.
So they get onto the submarine. Oh yeah, I love that everything's really urgent and fucking, we got to get this done. And yet they make room for, and I don't even know why they bothered, because it's literally 30 seconds. The guy sets up a romantic dinner for the Marky Mark and the woman.
So, and this is another thing that, just to go back, and the way he does that is he shoots himself, he goes out to a torpedo tube to grab some fish, right? You don't really know what's doing. I thought...
Fucking hell. I thought you said a pedo tube.
Wow! YouTube's dark internet.
He goes out to a pedo tube, and I'm like, huh?
Pedotube.com.
Sorry,
shut
what?
Down real quick.
He didn't know. Okay, sorry.
Fucking hell. Just, is that where like all the paedophiles are sluiced through and like they just come out?
Pedo tube.
Yeah. So this is the thing. They only hint about it, but Anthony Hopkins' Butler Robot has like a history of the British clergy, and like he's the Autobot that was involved with some like awful offences involving young boys in the 70s. So like that's why he's hiding out. That's why he's like not the main player. So like if like when they say like science versus religion, and you just kind of like, well, I guess science has molested less children. If you had to count it, but I guess in the name of science, horrible things get done as well. So no one's hands clean. Basically, humanity's fucked up. You're not on board with what it's trying to sell at any one moment because it's so quick. Yeah. So they go to the thing and they're like, "We found it. This is the final tomb." She touches the thing. The tomb comes out the middle. This is the thing, and they're literally just like, "Oh, no one must touch this." Hey, take an interest in science. You're not going to tell me we come all the way down here and you're not going to open it. Yeah, we're going to open it. They open it. They immediately open it. Immediately it cuts to, we're supposed to understand that he's disappointed because he's not seen a cool MacGuffin inside. Yeah. But they open it and he's like, okay, there's a body in a tomb. And he's like, don't tell me this is what it's all about. Don't you give me any of your English stuff. And you're just like, wait, what's he disappointed in? I don't get it.
I love that every time you have to think about Mark Wahlberg, you can reference The Happening.
No, because so obviously this is a problem in my brain.
Yes,
doing that helps.
Several.
Doing that helps remind me he's called Mark Wahlberg. It's really bad.
I just wow. I feel really sorry
I can
for
say Marky Mark really quick. Okay. I know it's that as well.
Good stuff. Yeah. So all of a sudden, and then the staff's there, and then she touches it, and then another fucking big giant night robot wakes up from nowhere,
and then they wake up swinging.
Yeah, they do.
I did like the idea ever so slightly of the first one that wakes up, just because he shines the lamp on it, of like a kind of zombie undead transformer. I kind of liked that Raggedy Ann vibe about him.
Okay.
But these guys have been in these fucking secret ships and all this secret stuff, sitting there, rotting, degrading, or in tombs.
Imagine the night at the end of the last Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, but made out of metal. Yeah.
They've been there 1,600 years. We know that.
Yeah. Because they have to tell us in a line of dialogue.
They are... They wake up fucking swinging with no questions asked. Yeah. Like, what year is this?
Who's the
fuck are
president?
you?
Yeah.
What's the date? What year? You have to listen and understand.
Which is funny because they got to discount Michael Biehn in there.
Wait, whose character is that?
The guy from the first 3 films, the guy that's almost Johnny Knoxville. He's almost Michael Biehn.
Yeah. Listen and understand. This thing will not stop. We are Transformers.
Yeah.
We will not stop.
They get off the submarine, and then it's almost like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee are going to have a fight.
Bumblebee is the toughest fucking Transformer out of this entire series.
Of course he is.
He takes such a beatdown every film.
Yeah.
And he gets up every time.
Oh, by the way, if it wasn't made clear, this Queen Metallo woman has turned him into... Yeah, they call him Nemesis Prime in this. But basically, she's corrupted him. And convinced him that Cybertron needs to live in the
I am Nemesis Prime. Have I told you that yet? I am Nemesis Prime. Okay, mate.
You did actually. Look, it's in the script, mate.
Yeah, you keep saying we've seen the red, the eyes are purple now.
But now that, in the trailer, you saw a bit of that, them two squaring off.
That always reminded me of, what's that other series that's got many episodes? Family. Too Fast, Too Furious.
Oh, right, okay, so, yeah. Fuck!
So, like,
family. I'm like, Family Guy?
Family.
I don't know what you're doing.
That's, yeah. Are you okay?
It is a bit warm in here. I'm gonna...
It's really gotten warm, hasn't it?
It is gotten... The rage has got it warm.
Okay, everybody, I'm gonna just crack this window a bit, so I'm really sorry if this affects the audio really quickly. I've got to just give this... Let's go. Don't do it all the way, but like a little crack.
Yeah.
Because we'll have loads of background noise.
Do you know what? You are hearing us release the... Oh, Jesus, you put the audio on.
No, the radio comes on.
You've just heard us release the pressure.
Yeah, I'm really sorry if you have...
This is a pressure cooker.
That feels much better.
It does, doesn't
Really
it?
sorry if you hear loads of horrible background audio. I'll do my best, but it's on the phone.
Yeah. Okay. So...
Where are we?
I
would rather watch The Mummy Returns again and sit through that. I'm pretty sure I would rather watch that last Pirates of the Caribbean film than watch this film again. If I had, it's close. Neither of them are fun.
I would put this film and Pirates in a fire.
Yeah, that's fair.
And everybody involved in it as well. Why not?
No, not the people.
No. Well, the people were not good.
No, they. I mean, I want
they have
them
no
to learn.
value.
I want them to learn better. No,
Hmm.
you're very quick to have people killed. That's a concern.
Yeah.
Your alleyway of justice is very
it's not getting to the alleyway of justice, mate.
Yeah.
I've not been able to set that up yet. By the way, if you want to invest, alongside,
we're not taking any investments until like NATO, like the peacekeeping force, have a look at what we're proposing.
If you're putting 50 quid into Nana Takes a Hit, you might as well put another 50 into the alleyway of justice. I'll provide full details and some weapons.
If you've ever casually funded Serbian genocide, then I've got the thing just for you. If you have no moral standing, then...
But what I'm offering is much better.
Yeah, much better. More entertainment
Lower
value.
key, less chance of getting caught. But more satisfying than Serbian genocide.
That is a horrible sounding statement.
You can cut that bit if you like.
How would you rate this movie? More satisfying than Serbian genocide?
No, the alleyway of justice is more satisfying.
Yeah.
This movie, definitely not.
That still sounds awful.
Oh yeah, so it does. Oh shit! What am I saying? It's the heat.
What did you think of the last Transformers film, Ken? I preferred it when, in the 80s and 90s, a load of Serbs were killed by the Russians.
Yeah, that is basically what I've just said, isn't it?
Fuck.
Holy shit! Okay, blame the heat, blame the film. All right.
Yeah, it is heat.
Honestly.
Thank you very much. Come on, we've got to wrap this up.
We really do. So basically, just don't.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start again. We can't start on that. We can't. Okay.
Do we end on it? Is that?
I'll spice it to the end. Okay, everybody. So basically, welcome. This is a post-film podcast for us having watched Spider-Man: Homecoming. My name's Mikey. His name is Ken.
It is.
We have just decided right now, because we've just done a bit of an introduction, it's gone a bit off tangent. So if you want to listen to that, and it's not okay, by the way, I'm going to put that at the very end of this podcast. But we are going to stay on topic, and we're going to talk about Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Think about it as if it was a post-credits for the podcast.
Oh, so on topic.
Yeah. See, I reeled it back. See, you're lucky I'm here.
I didn't dislike him as a bad guy, like, for a lot of this. I was just like...
No.
When he's just like, let's just get one more haul. Let's get these things. When he goes in there and he's looking at all the stuff in the van, and he like opens a hatch and there's loads of glowing stuff. Part of me was just like, well, maybe he fucking just deserves one. Just fucking. I remember why he became the Vulture, because he just gets fucked over. When they talk about it in the very beginning, I don't know why this really hit home. I've got a problem with like government authority at the moment for personal reasons. But when like,
if any government officials are listening, Mikey loves you. He loves you really.
Oh god, like as long as they don't find my fingerprints on any of the devices, it's fine.
Remember PC over the bathtub, mate. Yeah.
So like, God, dark web dreams.
Oh Christ. The resulting scene is played for quite a lot of laughs, but basically you've got Vulture.
No, I thought the whole. Oh.
Yeah,
it's laughs, but it's tension. It's sheer tension.
Yeah, it is sort of queasy tension. It's like, this is funny, but it's also like,
because he's literally just, he's the dad, and his viewpoint is that I'm kind of like putting the scares on the kid that's dating my daughter sort of thing. And Peter Parker is literally just like, as far as I'm concerned, you're the most dangerous man in my world. Yeah. Right now. And he's just like talking to him, holding the knife, and it's... Yeah. The play the play was light and funny, but that tension just built and built. And when they're in the car and he drives them to the prom... Yeah, he has his sort of Willem Dafoe Green Goblin moment where he's like, that's Spider-Man. He's a good guy, isn't he? when he's caught on who Peter Parker is, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see what you did. Yeah, that's Spider-Man. what a good guy. He should have just, whilst he's been driving him, just held up the Vulture mask and just been like, you know who he is.
That would have been awesome. Yeah.
If you're just sitting on a passenger seat with a seatbelt over it, just a mask.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell. That would have been brilliant.
Recording. Is this doing it? Okay, it is. Okay, where's the buttons on this? What? You still thinking Lord of the Rings? Bilbo Masterway. Bilbo Baggins.
No, what's the other? Bilbo. I don't know what you're doing.
Please don't be Batman, Master Wayne. Master Bruce.
Oh, it's too much. And then just some guy broke his back. Great.
Yeah, good.
Right, let's carry on.
So, like, basically, if I ever go to the cinema and watch that film with, like, my kids, God forbid there's been an accident, well done for surviving the abortion.
Yeah.
Then if we came out of a film like that, the first thing I would tell them is a story about how somebody broke their back.
Yeah.
Just to stop them from, like...
Yeah, of course. Well, by the time you have kids, what will be on, like...
I won't be around. It's like they've taken it from my cryogenically frozen testicles in the future to like backbreed like a particular gene race to help fight off a future plague virus or something like that. Something like that.
You think well of yourself, don't you?
Well, no, that's the thing, because like it'll be like I'll be out of the running, like my whole genealogy, and there'll be like such a pure human race. So they're just like shit, we've too over specialized. We need to go find back and find a wrong'un, and then. And they'll like bring up my body cryogenically preserved just in case of such scenarios. Have you ever read The Forever War?
No.
Oh,
how long would it take?
Surprisingly better and more succinct than the never-ending story.
Oh, okay. What a misnomer.
I'm going to spoil this book for you ever so slightly, but it's not the main crux. It is the underlying main point of the book. Shall I spoil it?
Well, yeah, go on. I don't read.
Okay, so basically... The idea is that there's a war with an alien race, and it's so far off into space that the people they send out to fight the war and start bases and stuff, it takes them like, hundreds of thousands of years to get to the stars where the war's happening. So they're going out of technology. They like do a tour there of a month or something. They come back, and the more that they keep coming back and going out, because so much time's passed, the humans that do it, realise that they've got more in touch with the aliens at war than they have with humanity each time they come back.
Shit.
And it's really fucked up. So they keep going out. And the technology, like by the time they've set up a base and done a thing, the technology and the nature of the war has changed so much, they're completely retrained again from scratch pretty much and sent out again to another, billions of miles away sort of thing. Yeah. So they go out and they come back. And one of the times they come back, like each time it's more and more weird. Like society's completely different. Their habits are wrong. And they come back and they reach a point where the human race has created the ideal form, and it's just a genetic copy of one man and one woman that's billions of them psychically linked as a single consciousness. That's the humanity they come back to, and they get back there and they're just like, we've been waiting for you. The war's over. Humanity's evolved to this. We found the ideal form. Turns out the aliens we were fighting, they were a single consciousness. We finally understand each other and found peace by basically being more alien than they ever were before.
Right.
But as a backup, they have a planet full of normal humans who still breed normally, just in case of genetic problems.
Right.
Like as a backup wellspring.
So what you're saying is you've taken that concept and applied it to yourself.
Yeah, but like there'll be others.
Yeah.
There'll be others.
Your testicles are the key to preventing a future apocalypse.
Basically,
yeah.
Yes. And that is what I say to every woman before I pay her.
You are Eagle, the living planet.
What year is this?
Who's the president?
Listen and understand. My testicles, they will not stop. They don't rest. They don't eat. Sarah, you gotta listen. At first they were just dildos, but we could tell up close the skin was all wrong.
Is this how you're starting this one?
No context. Imagine if you click on, like, oh, it's a Spider-Man podcast. Oh, right. I'll give this a click. Listen and understand. Okay, yeah, we got to start.
Come on, kids, man. I don't run the Spider-Man podcast.
Start.
My testicles.
Yeah, I've got it out the system.
Oh, well done, man.
Okay,
well
we've
done.
got to keep this statistic. I can already feel the car getting a bit warm.
It is, isn't it?
Okay. Actually, I'm going to really quickly just open windows and then...
Just launch the windows open.
Yeah.
I think I just lost some change.
Oh, okay. We'll put lights on in a bit and scrap it out.
Cool.
Oh, I was hoping cool air would rush in, but that's not happened at all.
That's not massive on cool air, is it?
Okay.
Oh, Christ.
Okay. Oh, no, you don't say good evening anymore because you had a problem with that. I nearly said, do you remember last time? You're like, oh, it's not evening for everybody around the world.
Oh, yeah. No, it was like, hello, good evening and welcome.
What the fuck? We've started this so many times.
No, just say
hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the Post Film Podcast. My name's Mikey.
My name's Mikey. Oh, wait, no.
My name's... done it again.
Oh, shit. My name's Bill.
We're going to have to record this. His name's Ken, and we have just been to watch Spider-Man Homecoming.
And it was a homecoming.
It was. We are... Let's do this a slight traditional way. Let's talk about trailer, non-spoiler zone.
Traditional way? Oh, God. You want after what, 19 podcasts, you want to get traditional?
Yeah, traditional. Authentique. So, this is the non-spoiler zone. You're safe here, everybody.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about trailer thoughts leading up to that, and then we're going to dive into a spoiler-rich...
Yeah, come and sit in a circle, cross-legged, and just like...
Round the fire, child. Come, child, I'll tell you.
Round the Thatcher.
Round the fire.
Round the Thatcher. I'm sure that's what you said.
Listen and understand.
No.
In the future, there's only Margaret Thatcher. She cannot be reasoned with.
Oh, good God. Now, do you know what? Do you know what the great thing...
We're going to have to start this again.
No non sequiturs in this.
Yeah.
No, do you know what the great thing about zombies is, right? Okay, zombie Thatcher could be taken out pretty easily, but like if zombie Savile becomes real, like all that gold's just going to weigh him down and keep him in the grave, so we're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sleep tight.
Jesus. Wow. So don't have nightmares. Do sleep well.
Which is a zombie worse if it has a predilection for children's brains over adults' brains?
Well, I imagine
is it just a worse zombie?
I don't know. I don't imagine it's the brains he's after.
It
still retains some sense
of... no. So that's George A. Romero zombies.
Yeah, well, it's Shaun of the Dead zombies as well, isn't it?
So, obviously, Spider-Man Homecoming, but the real question on everyone's lips, if a paedophile dies and becomes a zombie, does he retain a preference for children? We know that's what you really wanted to hear on this.
Yeah.
We just watched a really good family movie. We can't start this.
Right, get in the comments, let us know what you think.
Visually, I personally really like that style. Unfortunately, what was also very buttery and soft was the audio that went with it. The sound effects to everything was really unoffensive, but equally didn't get me on board of a ride.
Placid.
Yeah.
Very placid, yeah.
So, the editing...
This is one to take Nana to.
Yeah. Nana and a pillow. 2 go in, 1 come out. God. The hospice cinema, too soon. So... No, this is exactly what we can't do.
Yeah, exactly. No,
It's not
keep going, because you're on a good point there.
So it's kind of too buttery of a sound, and the editing was nuts. And this film was half scrambled mess of different exciting scenes, not put together in a particularly exciting manner. Somehow, even though they were visually great, if you took a still from any of it, you'd be like, "What's that film? I want to watch that." In motion, not so much.
No.
And the other half of the film is just explaining everything to you. But so the bit where I lost the there's danger is he goes into the mini single sub thing.
Yeah.
Little white one.
Yeah.
And it is going through the centre of a planet from a Phantom Menace. He's in it saying some lines.
Yep.
This thing is rocketing around at 1 billion miles an hour through all these tight tunnels and tubes.
Course
None of that reads in Data Hard at all. You're just kind of like, oh. And then he crashes, and here's a few writing issues. He crashes in this red zone, this dangerous place where they can't go, where the enemy's gone as well, or the enemy at the time where the general's gone. And Clive Delavine is like, I'll go into the red zone, I'll save him. And the general's like, no, they've gone into the red zone. You must not go there. I can't lose you. No one's to go there. The very next thing he says, right, we've got to go get the general back. Yeah, from the exact same fucking place. Where were you just a second ago when you were just talking? You can't go there.
Well, they filmed it on a different day and he didn't remember.
It must be.
Yeah, of course.
So that threw me back to in the beginning when they're in the big auction place, which is in another dimension.
Yeah.
And I like that. I love that there's a scattered desert on one side and a really bustling thing. Loved the idea.
But it did feel like discount Mos Eisley.
Yeah, no.
And then the trash compactor scene later, I'm like, hey, just riding that discount, that bargain bin Star Wars vibe all the way. The rhythm of this is just so poor. But sorry, carry on.
Where was I going?
Market.
So anyway,
Supermarket sweep.
Oh, actually, no, fuck! I've lost my flow. You've saved yourself.
Sorry, man.
No, you saved yourself from an absolute massive rant.
No,
wait, I've got it back.
There we go. Come on, that's what I live for.
The bit that spoke to me is like in terms of these lines of just like, wait, people, you've contrived some really bad ways to make people stay somewhere or go somewhere.
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of, like, right in the beginning, when people have done a shopping, you kind of, as the two agents are doing their thing, you get a feel for the market, because there's a couple of tourists, and this guy takes his wife and she does a load of shopping.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
She pulls out this thing from, like, the other dimension that she's bought. The very first thing she says is, "Ooh, gorgeous, so practical." And he's just like, "We can't carry all of this." The very next thing she says, "Oh, come on, darling, it's decorative." What the fuck is it? What the fuck is it, woman? Make your fucking mind up. It's not both. It's not fucking both. It's the same scene. It's just same lines. It's one thing or it's the other. Who wrote that? Who wrote that to be her opinion? And it's not magically transformed in her hands. Fucking hell. The second that happened in the beginning, like a little hackle went up on the back of my neck, and I was like, no, I'm going to watch this film, it might be good. And that stuck with me. And so when the general later's just like, no, we can't go there. Right, men, we need to go there. I was just like, no, you just fucking said. So I was just like, oh fuck. Oh, it's happening again.
You notice how steamy the windows are since that run.
It's happening. I've got to just full moon, like the transformation's going on. So right, that all happened. Again, with this, but no, there's nothing between them, and I just couldn't buy those two characters, and I didn't even hate them for it. I was just like, oh, that's wrong. They've made a really bad choice for the right in the core of this film. These two people are just
when he's talking about how she's not going to do any better, and he's really attractive and stuff, and he's sort of half naked wandering through the ship, and I'm thinking,
yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm the best thing out here, and he's doing up his shirt, and I'm just like, you have the frame of a 14-year-old boy.
He actually looked saggy.
You're not
up front.
And
do you know what I mean?
You're not a fucking
no.
I mean, maybe if he was like a really wiry, tough espionage character, but that's not the character he's trying to play.
Tom Holland's physique. Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah. Right. Okay. Now he looks like a 14-year-old boy, but he looks like a ripped 14-year-old boy.
You would if his parents weren't there.
Well, I'm going to come back to that when I make a point about Rihanna later.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, no. In context, it will make sense. I promise. But I was just like, Nah, mate, wouldn't.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell if his character was being like really ironic or what. And
no, I don't think there's any sense of real irony in this
I was
film.
like, there must be, because these lines, this can't be surface level dialogue. They're talking of this element of irony or something like that. And it was going on. It's like, oh, she is the one for him, and he's just spent the whole film not developing as a character, just barking the same line at her until she gives in.
It's like, marry me. No. It's like, oh God.
27 no's and a yes means yes.
That is from Sean Connery's official autobiography, available now.
I loved Highlander 2 by Sean Connery.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, but look at this cave over here. This small cave actually leads to like the biggest red light district ever. and he's like, I've got to go here and I've got to get like a gorgamok. I don't know what the word was, but it's like a word.
Quadruped or something.
Unless I've missed something, like nobody mentions at that point that's some kind of shapeshifter that can make you look like that species.
No, nobody says.
So
that.
I'm just watching this really long scene of. I don't have a problem with it. There's loads of really hot, like really exotic looking people. But I was like, so he's in a red light district. Why is he here? I don't understand what's happening now. And then he's like, then he gets to the Rihanna thing. And I'm like, oh, she's a shapeshifter. Yeah, that's why he needs her. But then he just spends a long time in the dance, really getting into it. And I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, this is not the kind of striptease that you'd probably really get in a place where
it's probably not. No, and it was so unnecessary. And a couple of thoughts came to me. So here's my Tom Holland thing. Right. So a couple of things. Watch this extended sort of, not quite a lap dance, but it's like, you know, a sort of, not even a strip, but just like an erotic dance with Rihanna. So
I get it. A lot of money has made Rihanna attractive. Well done.
I do understand that, yeah. And, you know, to be fair, she is. However, two things, right? One, I'm going, if we hadn't seen, like, every single inch of her in the last couple of years, I would be finding this quite hot. As it is, the mystery is gone. So this is clearly for like 12-year-olds who haven't discovered the internet yet.
Oh, and that's like, so when you get the shots of Dane DeHaan getting all distracted and like really into his drink, and I was like, if you think any of us in the audience
are doing this,
I'm slightly offended at your opinion of me.
And you know what? It made me think of Ghost in the Shell.
That
sort of soft, just very soft. Teasing eroticism.
Do you like that? Has that got you in?
A little bit of that, yeah.
No, it fucking hasn't, because I'm a fucking adult.
Exactly.
Although, maybe, again, that's a problem. Maybe
that's it. This clearly wasn't intended for us at all.
Yeah.
Second thing is, I see her with the sort of short black wig doing the dance in the, the stockings and some.
Yeah.
And I'm like
that.
No. What I remembered was, have you ever seen that lip sync battle?
The celebrities one.
Yeah.
No, I don't watch that, but I know of it.
You know of it, though, right? Well, Tom Holland did a rendition of Umbrella dressed as Rihanna.
This is where you're going.
The basque and everything, and I'm going.
Were you quite confused?
Well, no, I'm not confused. I knew what I was feeling. It was like my geek
table flipped over.
Knowing, because he's quite acrobatic guy, right? And the geek part of me is going, it's Spider-Man, yay! And the heterosexual part of me is going, mate, have you considered this? And given, the attraction of Robert Downey Jr. and now him, it's like, you've got to be a superhero to make it to my gay palette. But it's like, yeah, I could be okay with
if anything's gonna go into that, like, last minute confused Fort Wank Bank.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a bit of Tom Holland in Rihanna drag.
This is okay. Do you know what? If this came up on Wank Roulette, I'd be alright with that.
You'd be okay.
I'd be okay.
You wouldn't talk about it, but you wouldn't actually like dwell on your mind for the rest of the day.
No,
that's where I finished.
It wouldn't actually trouble me.
Yeah. Oh, that's what we finished on.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, on my day.
Nah, cool. Right, okay, let's talk about finance. Yeah, exactly. So that's just what I wanted to say. But
you should start each day at work with a little PowerPoint presentation on like literally a 5-minute on your thoughts of just stuff like that.
No, okay, so you think Rihanna's attractive, however, look
Let me
at
just explain
Tom
this.
Holland as Rihanna, you might change your mind.
And that's why I was late for work. Just at the end of that presentation.
Yeah, I had to finish. I'd started, yeah.
So, it had like some weird connotations.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk that whatever the Spielbergian timeline is, because I'm not familiar with that MCU quite yet, but like, whatever's going on in the Spielberg universe his production films is that I heard that Iron Giant was like the lowest end of that curve.
He didn't make that.
Oh wait, who am I thinking of? No, fuck, not Iron Giant. BFG.
Oh,
sorry, I'm
BFG.
getting my giants crossed up.
That Andre. You just it's like suddenly Andre's in there. It's like, what? This is Mikey's version of Ready Player One.
Wearing that gorilla unitard thing that only went over one soldier.
Do you know he just at one point he just wore massive pants like Bridget Jones knickers?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That's dark times.
Are they the only three giants we have in our lives? Iron Giant, the BFG, and Andre the Giant. There's Green Giant, Jolly Green Giant.
There's the Jolly Green Giant. There is Giant Gonzalez. He was not as popular.
Okay, and then there was a giant that Jack fucked over.
What?
I don't know what his name is. Jack and the Beanstalk.
Oh, that giant. Yeah, I couldn't forget. Oh, it was like
uncredited.
Who the hell's Jack?
So that giant, you can tell that
Right,
giant. He had less than 15 lines, uncredited.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, what is designed as this big fun video game is in fact taken on very seriously by this massive corporate entity, because who wouldn't want to own that? It's like, net neutrality sort of stuff and all that. It's just have control of what everybody must use.
Yeah.
And so
but it's almost a bit like the Enigma box. You know what I mean?
I think just because off the back of the book, I think it has way more value in that.
Oh, it has way more value than the Enigma box.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it is that sort of like
the backs. I'll take the backs. Oh, you can have that cool $10,000.
The box. Great reference point. See, look, you are Ready Player One, aren't you?
Yeah, that's if only it was the things that we do.
You're just spilling over references. Speaking of which,
he made them bleed to use his likeness in Alien 3.
I know, I saw that in
he felt he got so
on the
royally
documentary.
fucked.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I noticed the girl at one point had the pulse rifle from Alien.
Yeah, they did make a big deal of that. Different sound.
Yeah.
Different audio.
Yes, that was one of my fucking niggles. I'm like, that doesn't sound right, and I'm like, it's really sad that I know that.
Yeah, for a minute I was
doesn't sound right.
Actually, I think that's fair because that is one of the most distinctive sci-fi gun sounds.
Yeah.
My top 10 sci-fi gun sound effects video coming out soon.
Oh, let's list them. Yeah.
But that is one of the most distinctive audio cues.
Yeah. No, you're right, and it's just like little things like that going. It looks right. Doesn't sound right.
So I didn't see it. Points. I'm assuming it's what maybe possible here, but I've seen another thing where somebody mentions he's got the gun from Judge Dredd for a moment in it.
Oh, the Lawgiver. Lawgiver?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well done.
Oh, hey. Nice.
Lawgiver Mark II, I think it is.
Shit.
I'm not a massive Dreddian, but I'm slowly becoming more interested in it, actually. It's incredible legacy.
I rewatched Dredd, actually. Very good.
It's from the wrong Dredd. It's from Judge Dredd,
the movie. Because that's the Stallone one.
Yeah.
Right.
So these were little things.
Well, it wouldn't have been from the modern one, would it? It's a nostalgia trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
So, it kind of does loads of things like this.
But did it sound right? Did it sound like the Stallone?
I didn't hear it.
If only they just had that one guy shouting.
Oh my god, no, they put yeah, sorry, I've had a twitcher. Ken's used one of the Russian keywords that turns me into a killing machine.
that is one of the Winter Soldier.
That is one of them.
Love it. You did that in one of the last podcasts you did as well. You just suddenly got pumped as soon as I said that.
Yeah, literally my blood's up. My blood's up right now just from saying law. I see his face when I do it. Anyway, we're going off sidetrack.
I was thinking about Jurassic Park recently, like the series, and I was sort of
You've always been troubled by that, famously. just like it's your side project in life.
Yeah.
He's often, I'm going back to my chambers to think about Jurassic Park again.
Yeah. It's kind of like when you wake up in the middle of the night thinking about Die Hard, going, why the fuck did they let Carl in with that big assault rifle under the sheet? I wake up in the middle of the night going, oh, Jurassic Park again. Yeah.
Do you want to know another thing whilst we're here?
No.
No. Okay, it's one thing a paramedic not checking to see if a man's definitely dead, leaving a fucking style org in his arms, and then just body bagging him out. That's fine.
Okay, what the fuck is that? You're not a Star Trek fan because your favorite episode is that one where they talk in metaphors.
Oh my God! When the walls fell, Ken's done the second keyword. I'm 5 phrases from being a dangerous, Manchurian candidate. I'm feeling it. It's deep inside.
The Manchurian candidate.
We're in a hotel. No. They've moved the cupboards. There's a separate room. It's Picard and that one alien.
It's okay, guys. If you're listening, I'm not gonna make him go full bore yet. No, I need him yet. Okay, when he's outlived his usefulness, then
why do you know so many trigger points? It's so weird.
Because you're very easy.
Yeah,
you're very easily wound.
Something else.
Do you know what the thing that kept creeping me out was? The main guy in it looks like a young Spielberg. Slightly more modern haircut, but essentially.
Was he the stretchy guy from Fan Stick?
What did you just say?
Was he the
Fan Stick?
Yeah, Dr. Armstrong.
What the fuck was that? What did you just? What did you?
You're freaking out. Ken's going weird. Ken's going a really weird
I don't
colour.
know what you're saying.
Okay, the main character in this.
Yes.
Was he the guy who got the stretchy powers from Stick? The last Fantastic Four film.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Fantastic Four. I'm like, right, okay.
You don't know it as Stick. It literally says Stick.
No, I was like,
oh, that's what everybody called it.
Okay, no, it wasn't.
That's Fantastic Four. No, I'm not kidding, man. Fantastic Four refers to the old crowd of Silver Surfer and all that lot from the early 2000s.
Oh god, yeah.
And Stick means you're referring particularly to the last one they did.
I see. I fucking hate that when they put numbers in words like Final Destination.
Yeah, and that's why everybody. That's why everyone went. No, not for this. No. Not for this.
Or seven.
Yeah, set 7 Evan.
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. I genuinely thought you were losing the plot there.
No.
That's okay. Yeah. No, it wasn't him.
Oh, oh, good.
But great segue. Thanks.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Her thing is that she's got a Weinstein birthmark on her face. And the fact that made...
I thought you said Weinstein.
Weinstein. Oh, my God. No. No, Harvey. No. Mr. Weinstein. No, get back. Sweet talent. No, Harvey. No. I think we got all we need.
That was beautifully played. Well done. Oh fucking hell! This is The Simpsons, by the way.
Yeah, we've just touched on something by accident. We should, right. which is where we stop and he didn't, and that's all the problem.
Yeah. Okay, and now back to your point.
In the end of the film, he's just like, "Oh, we turned it off on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it forces people to, go out in the garden."
You're gonna do your Bruce Willis thing again.
I'm gonna calm.
Okay.
And he's just like, fine. And in the books, it's not quite that. And I understand that basically they're saying, it turns out the real treasure was my friends and the girl I like, not in this virtual world.
It was knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't. That's another. I'm imagining Russian Cyrillic but English in a red book. That was their treasure after all. But like,
I feel like this is not. It's not representative of a director who has, for quite a lot of my life been my favorite because he's done so many. I mean, Jaws is still my favorite film of all time. And I see how far he's come and I go, because it's a bit of a sticking point for me because I'm a cinephile and because I'm a
Richard Dreyfuss. Sorry. I'm just thinking of Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss.
Richard Dreyfuss. Oh, sorry. Whenever I think of Richard Dreyfuss,
say it like that song like High Voltage. Yeah. Why does he say it like that?
Whenever I think of Richard Dreyfuss, I think of him as Richard Dreyfuss.
Right.
Having to explain he's Richard Dreyfuss. Maybe he's like maybe he's in a bathrobe of like an expensive hotel, but he's in the lobby. And he's just like, I don't know the scenario, but he's like, I'm Richard Dreyfuss! And he's just really agitated.
Why?
This is always, when I don't see him in Jaws and somebody says Richard Dreyfuss, I'm just like, I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know what that's related to, but there is something where I'm sure.
You have issues. I guess, again, in my head, it sort of made sense. I was like, well, they don't know that that's going on, so they're still...
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm okay.
It's weird. You've just got to get on board with it. It's just strange. But
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
I'm okay with like, we're on this kind of roller coaster ride,
Yeah.
and it's going to be ups and downs, and that's part of the fun.
Yeah, but it's like an actual roller coaster. It's like stomach lurching low, and then whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because there's a lot of parts in this particular roller coaster and a lot to do, as well as us going up and down, every now and then I notice our carts clacking side to side, and I don't think it's supposed to be doing that.
Whereas
just shifting.
But if you're watching a DC Cinematic Universe movie, you would be on the roller coaster, stuck upside down for 3 hours, like, all the blood rushing at your head. Absolutely. It's just like, get me the fuck off this.
The DC roller coaster is, you know what? I think kids like the loop-de-loop, so we're going to put you straight up to the top because that's the good stuff. We're going to leave you there in the rain. We're going to drop the opacity, and then when we take you down, we're going to be surprised for it. But I thought you kids loved roller coasters. You've just had 2 solid hours of being upside down the loop-de-loop. You don't understand.
Listen and understand.
What franchise is this? Hey, that guy took my intellectual property.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. Great point. Yeah.
This concludes the spoiler-free section. If you've not watched Infinity War, I'm not kidding. I don't care if you've slipped and fallen in a bath. I want you to imagine one of those weird televangelists is reaching down and touching you with the power of Christ, and you whip up and you stop this podcast.
It will compel you, right? But this is now entering spoiler territory. Dumbledore's gay. Bruce Willis is already dead.
Snape kills gay Dumbledore. Wait, fuck, let's try it again. wait. Stop the podcast.
I don't know. Who's the president?
Snape kills gay Dumbledore. Bruce Willis was already dead at the beginning of Die Hard 1. So many things.
Yeah.
So many spoilers.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Get over it.
It turned out that fucking Hans Gruber was imagining Bruce Willis all the time, and it was a story about his massively concocted suicide off the top of a burning building. Fucking mind-blowing. I can't believe we got the Marvel introduction, we got the logo, we got like the Avengers music, and then it just hard cuts to a rewrite of Die Hard.
Yeah.
For 2 solid hours.
You're gonna be when you finally get to sleep.
I'm gonna have a fever dream about this. Yeah. Okay, so I understand Killmonger's motivations. I was with him. I don't blame him for going nuts, sitting out shit. I literally blame the writers.
That's it. No,
I don't hold that against the character.
I understand.
And then I'm back with the character by the end.
No, but this is what makes him such a great villain, is that although he is technically going about it the wrong way, I understand his anger, and I understand where it comes from, and it comes from a very real place, and it's just a pity that it gets fudged, as you said, because I didn't consider this, but on the third time round watching this with you, when we had that discussion, I'm like, God, you're absolutely right. Where it just goes, he gets the throne in, and it's now like, right, let's kill Mo. Yeah. You know?
It's like
because he's done Cockney.
It's like he became and he's gone from being a captain in Starfleet to an admiral, and then all of a sudden he's really into shady shit.
Yeah, don't let them take you out of the chair, man.
Yeah, man.
don't let them take you out of the chair.
Second you become an admiral in Starfleet, you're just like, well, I'm going to work with these people that need to stretch their faces because they put dead flesh on themselves. I'm really into that now. Oh, I love being an admiral. I've got a bug in my ear.
Oh my God. Jesus, that's it. That whole thing is a reflection of Kirk and Picard's conversation. He's like, don't let them transfer you, don't let them promote you, because that's what you become.
The moment exactly.
Feels for next generation.
Do you remember
next generation.
And Kirk became an admiral. What did he have to do? He had to do shady shit. He had to steal a ship to get demoted back to captain to be a good guy again.
Yeah, and then when he got promoted the second time, he got killed.
Don't be an admiral.
Don't be an admiral.
Don't be an admiral, everybody.
Yeah.
End of the podcast. Cut to black. Imagine if somebody had waited this long to hear the spoilers.
somebody who had seen it was like, okay, let's get into it. Let's hear what you think. And it's just like, cut.
Okay, so back
next
on
generation.
Because
that's where we started.
Yeah, that was exactly their function for that kind of scene.
Exactly. And I'm like, okay, now I'm on board.
Did I say this off the back of when we watched Black Panther, when I said, you know what, next time we go in, Tony Stark's going to have a nanobot suit now. to keep
Yes,
pace.
she did. Yes, she did.
But-
Yep. There we
And
go.
again, his version's a Stark Technology version, but when that nanobot thing kicks off and the camera like follows over his shoulder as it all joins up,
Yeah.
how much, again, going back over old ground, how much fucking better was that to look at than when the Black Panther suit just materializes?
Yeah, I know.
It was
Right.
so good.
Yeah.
And I really liked how, because I think in the comics it reaches a point where Tony stores nanobots in his bones or something really fucked up. Like he's always the Iron Man. But I did like,
Yeah.
in this suit, gave him a little bit of a best of both worlds, and it had an excess of nanobot technology that could somehow intuitively reshape. So now, as well as the laser beams and the flying, fuck knows where the energy cells are stored, or like, volatile compound chemicals when he's changing shape all the time. But
Don't overthink it.
Yeah, don't overthink it. Which is a struggle. But we've got knives, extra boosters. This is his new
Big fucking cannons.
this, big fucking cannons appear. And
Yeah.
this suit is now, if his last suits were worldwide level, this suit is galactic level. It's space level.
I think they call it, now it's got a particular reference in the comics, and I think this one is the bleeding edge armor, they call it, because, the armor bleeds out, if you like.
Yeah, okay, that's
And I'm
fucking
like,
excellent.
That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that, because...
What next? Oh, I keep my suit behind my eyes.
It's not a one reference.
And like when it cuts to that scene of the suit coming out of his eyes and slowly covering his body, it's all done by the crew behind the original John Carpenter thing. So it's all real practical effects. It's all goo and guts.
Wow, don't take the kiddies to Infinity War
It
Part
literally turns him inside out to form. It's horrific. All of his raw nerves are touching the inside of the steel plates, all of his bones and fuck.
Yeah, Bruce Banner is played by a young Jeff Goldblum, and it's actually, he goes into the telepod.
Bits of him fall off and there's a suit underneath. His face
Scare me.
His face, half of it slides off and the Iron Man helmet's under it. It's like the end of all the Indiana Jones films.
And the MCU's cancelled.
Oh my
Marvel
god.
cancelled universe, yeah.
So, side thing, I'm going to buy an Iron Man toy.
Yes.
And I'm going to get
No.
one of... No, and I'm going to
No,
get one
you
of
are
those...
not.
Yeah. Do you remember the Terminator toys that had the fake skin that you put? I'm going to get that
you
together.
are not going to do that.
I'm going to stick it in the oven and film it.
I'm going to forbid you.
It's going to
from
be
doing
fucking
that.
amazing.
You bastard.
It's the after credits, and Samuel L. Jackson's there, and Strider comes up, the true king of all Gondor, and he says to the ghost pirates, he says, "I release you from your bonds." And Samuel L. Jackson, and he holds up Samuel L. Jackson's 6-film contract, and he tears it up, and Samuel L. Jackson finally goes, at peace at last. Floats off into dust. But he didn't use any CG for that. he's freed.
That's fucking brilliant. Do you know what? 5 points. 5 points. 5 points for that. Yeah, well done.
It's set 89 days into whatever the event was, so people are now dealing with it.
Yep.
One of the kids is ill or something, clearly needs some medicine. The family have gone on to a little reconnoiter to the nearest town to get some medicine for him.
Yeah.
Little kid is obviously too young to understand the implications of the situation, too young to realise the last 80 days have been like this sort of thing. He's too young for his attention span to even hold over that whole thing. They bring him anyway. You got to do something. And fuck me, did I hate that kid so quickly.
Yeah. Now, he doesn't mean the ill kid.
Oh no, this is a younger child. They've got like maybe 3-4-year-old.
Yeah.
2 to 3, I'm going to say.
2 to 3, who's sick. They've gone to get
No,
medicine.
he's fine. It's the other kid who's sick.
Oh.
It's the son, the pissy son.
Pissy son. Which one?
In the very beginning, there's the older son, the younger son, and the daughter, the deaf daughter.
So which one did you hate?
I hated the little kid.
With the younger son?
Yeah.
The ill one?
He wasn't ill. The middle kid was ill.
No.
The middle kid was the ill one. That's why they went there.
No, we've got the one that... Okay,
okay, we're going to family alert.
Spoilers.
You've got John Cranston.
Yeah.
You've got his mum, is the wife character.
Walter White, and Skylar.
You've got what's her name from Live, Die, Repeat.
Who's the wife? Yep.
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 You've got the
Is that her? Fucking hell.
Yeah, you've got the deaf oldest daughter.
Yep.
Then you've got the middle kid, who in the beginning was ill. That's why they were going to get some medicine. Then you've got the youngest kid, who's just reaching up for toys he can't reach and shit like that.
I thought the one that was ill was the same one that gets left behind on the bridge.
We're already in spoiler zone, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
wrong. No, it's the middle kid who's ill.
Oh, shit.
Because the younger kids, the middle kid needs to be fed the medicine from the mother, whilst the younger kid is wandering around reaching for shit.
So you hated the ill kid?
No, fucking hell, Ken.
I don't know what you mean then. What the fuck?
The youngest kid. The kid who's...
Why the fuck would you hate on that?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, God.
Because you're clearly in this. So this, by the way, this is what's quite good about the film, is that the moment it starts,
Yeah.
it's just day 89 is all you get.
Yeah.
Not it's an event occurred.
You
just see your family.
You don't get a narration. You don't
Yeah.
get scrolling text to tell you what the setup for the scenario is. You don't get. I mean,
You've got an empty pharmacy or like some sort of super drug store that doesn't quite look like it's been looted in a panic way.
No.
There's still medicine on shelves.
Yep.
But obviously it's deserted and people are quiet purposefully.
Yeah, but it's not a Walking Dead scenario where there are bunches of groups of survivors and there are a lot of people who are,
No, you're in the outback. Like, this is a really sparse...
Yeah.
God knows what the cities are like. Doesn't matter.
But, although I thought that the newspaper thing was a little overplayed later on.
That was when they walk out and go, it sounds as if they've got to make sure the entire audience is caught up by them.
Yeah.
Fine,
Right,
whatever. At least
okay.
it kind of says that there's attack, there's been an organised response. We, at the point where we're still able to print newspapers, we're functioning to some degree.
Yeah.
I like to think in this world that there is a military base that is sitting there trying all sorts of different frequencies and stuff, but we'll come back to that. It doesn't seem the end. There's no... You can't use a radio to kind of keep in touch with people, but they do light fires at night in this kind of, outback farmland area. Mm-hmm. There are other survivors, people living their lives.
Yeah.
The youngest kid reaches up for a toy he can't reach, and he nearly knocks it off a shelf really early on when they're out hunting.
Which I've got to say, I was wondering when the suspense of it was going to kick in. And even though we'd seen the trailers and I sort of knew sort of what the setup was, like 2 minutes in, he reaches up for that toy and you see it nearly falling off and hitting the floor. And I'm going, it was an immediate sort of hook in. I didn't need time to settle into the suspense of the scenario. It was like, I already knew the threat. I already felt the implied threat.
You know the threat from the trailers, and if you don't, you already know it's there in the first few moments. That's great.
That's it. That's how well executed it was.
Short of having it printed on a newspaper 5 minutes later, that was great intro.
Yeah, absolutely.
He reaches up for the thing, he's going to knock it over. Fucking hell, kid. How many times have we told you, you've got to be quiet or you'll die? Do you not understand? Of course he doesn't, he's a young kid.
Yeah.
Look, the girl's like, later, look, you can have it with the batteries out, clearly. And the kid's like, well, I'm going to fucking take the batteries as well.
Yeah.
So, being a kid of his mind wandering, they're walking back home, he sticks the batteries in this space shuttle toy and it sets off a load of noise.
Yeah.
Of course it fucking does. Fuck you. A monster comes out and kills him. That felt like really satisfying. I was like, good. There are consequences.
No.
The kid dies.
I hated the daughter.
Yeah, well, you're a fucking misogynist. The daughter was clearly like, look, you can take this toy because there's no fucking batteries in it now.
No.
The problem is noise.
The father stops him taking the toy, and the daughter goes, "Oh, go on, have it, sneak it."
Yeah, but not the batteries.
No, leave the fucking toy there.
Not the batteries. She was clear about. She never said the batteries.
She never went, "No, don't take the batteries."
Yeah.
She just went, "Hey, go on, just stick it up."
I
your
don't
jumper."
blame her for that.
Nah, fuck you,
The
kid.
situation could have done this to reinforce.
This is where we're getting mixed up because I know who I hated and I don't know who the fuck you hated. I know now who you hated, but it's not the same person as me.
Yeah, I hate the little kid who got what he had coming.
Well, I hate the kid who inspired it.
Well, yeah, it just says a lot more about you.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's great because the thing is that that's for shit. But the underlying story arc is the daughter basically is guiltless but involved in a situation that leads to the death of the younger brother.
Well,
no, she's not guiltless.
If she met Ghost Rider.
Yeah, she could have. Oh, she would have.
Guilty.
That would be the last sight she sees as she lives her victim's death.
Fucking right.
It seemed a little bit more living under your own wits than it necessarily needed to be in an environment where you still got electricity.
But the state of the larger world is not explored at all.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely fine.
It's absolutely within this little pocket. But that was thinking about that and thinking about how measured every movement is because it has to be to create the least possible amount of noise. And it's like if we lived in a world where we had to be that considered about everything, it'd be a much better place, wouldn't it?
I think we'd all go crazy. I think we'd all go crazy soon.
Well, crazier.
No, mate. Well, fucking take a society that's super polite, and I'm tarring wide brushstrokes here, so don't hate me for it. Take a society that's.
I'm not going to hate you for that.
Okay, yeah. As you've got other options.
Yeah.
Take a society that's super polite and watches what it says and never switches off a customer service like Japan. That has a higher rate of people going nutso and just cracking under it and like just go around stabbing and cheating people. We'd all go crazy if we lived like that. We're not designed to work like that.
No, I know, but it's just like it's shown me.
I mean, I like to think that I'd last a bit longer than some other people, and it would be nice reading the paper to see who we lost the night before.
Well, you'd be first on my list.
What, a world where we can't like make too much noise, you'd go out of your way to kill me.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about a world where we can't make too much noise, but like the people who are really noisy, you know, they're going to get their comeuppance. I wouldn't go out of my way to get people.
Oh.
That's fucked up, man.
Well, you're kind of missing the point then, aren't you?
In a world where you had to be careful of what you said, imagine how many people Ken would kill. That's how you kind of boiled it down. You'd start off being like, imagine how considered we'd be as a society. And
well, you twisted it. You twisted it. You've made me bitter.
It's not that no one can hear you scream. You're just going under the rules of no one's allowed to scream and hoping that's still going to cover you.
You make them scream and the monsters eat them.
Okay, well, you're fucked up. As a film in general, Ken, would you recommend it?
Absolutely.
But the idea of running away from it is so fucking good. But obviously running scenes.
Yeah, that was fucking
And then
great.
the sixth one was like the giant, I want to say glory hole, because I can't think of another term for it.
What?
You know, the most dangerous act Tom has ever done was to insert himself. You know, he jumps into...
Nicole Kidman, I'm so sorry.
I can't tell you if there's a rogue agent on the other side of this hole. There's only one way to find out.
Just keep bumping.
You got to get the knock list. Knock twice. Sorry, that was my reaching joke. That was the best I could do on the spot. Reference to Mission Impossible 1. Anybody? High five, anybody? Okay, brilliant. Give it a watch if you can. It's a lot of fun. However, we're going to go into spoiler territory now.
Now we're getting down and dirty.
Absolutely. This is jocks off.
Smear cold mud on yourself.
Condoms out the window. It's happening.
What for?
Just like to do it.
Why did you even bring them?
Scare passers-by.
They got faces painted on them or something.
Only once you fill them up will you see.
Oh, fucking hell.
Each one's got a painting of a snake.
It's all different varieties. You don't know which one's going to bite you.
That's weird and wrong.
Well, some are less poisonous than others, aren't they?
Oh my god, I don't know if that's like a racist thing or an STD thing. I don't know where you're going that way.
A little from column A.
Oh my god.
No, obviously mine would have to be an adder, wouldn't it? Because they are native to Scotland.
Oh, I see. Excellent.
Yes. See what I did there?
I'm going to go Black Mamba, but you know,
do you know what? That is so...
scaled down dramatically.
Black...
Yeah. Black... Oh.
Just like
yeah,
just disappointing. Okay.
So anyway,
so Mission Impossible, right?
Obviously, Max's daughter is picking up the family trade.
Was that supposed to be Max? Max from the first one?
Of course it was. They said Max twice.
Yeah.
So you know she's.
I was like, oh,
because she was doing loads of Maxisms. Okay. This actress, I don't know who she is, but fuck me, she's got a cheeky smile. God damn it, did that really win me over?
Really?
Yeah, no, absolutely. She, like a real cheeky corner of her mouth kind of smile.
See, the British agent.
Yeah.
In the last one where she's at the opera and she's wearing that dress, that really.
She's so hot.
That really won me over.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a fan of her as well.
But I wasn't too keen on what was it, the Ice Princess or what the fuck did they call?
I think yeah, like ice cream, Snowdonia.
The Winds of Winter.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
it was winter.
It sounds like you're gonna get your head down to a frosty reception downstairs. How was it? It was like the Winds of Winter. That bad.
What the fuck did they call her?
The White Widow.
White Widow. That's it.
Anyway, but she was doing loads of the same isms that the actress that played Max was.
Vanessa
as well.
Redgrave. Yeah.
You know, being interested in the dangerous and the dark. And from a position of power.
And obviously fancying Tom Cruise.
So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll add it. When she said Max again, I was like, okay, don't rub it in. I get it. It's Max's daughter. That's
It would have been
cool.
fucking hilarious if they'd just like flashed up an image from the original film. Max!
Yeah, no, if they were just like, my mother's done lots of work, and it was literally a still from the last movie.
Just for 5 seconds, not even moving.
It's like when another kind of pet peeves is when old films would show stuff that happened in like an earlier film.
Yeah.
But it's just footage of a film, and they're just like, oh, here's some security footage, and you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, so who cut and edited that together?
Do you know what I really hate? Oh God. Okay, I'll briefly interrupt this just to make a point.
That's
since you
good. I
brought
like
it up.
hearing about
Okay,
AIDS.
Star Trek Voyager. Right.
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, his was the most human.
No. Right, Star Trek Voyager. I'm having a look at odd episodes of that. I'm not going through it like next
Okay,
gen.
are
'cause
you
it's
looking
not
for the dark shit that I told you about?
dark shit?
The really fucking grim episodes where you lose the will to live.
No, I'm just casually having a look
okay,
at a bit of Voyager. But they do an episode of Voyager which goes back to the opening of Star Trek VI: The Undiscovered Country, where Sulu encounters the shockwave from the Klingon moon that explodes.
No, keep going. Keep talking.
Okay. So, basically, they go back to that point where the Klingon moon explodes at the beginning of Star Trek VI.
Mm-hmm.
But they've refilmed it. That really bugs me because it's like, that is not the same as it is in the film. And the intonations
right.
are slightly different, and he looks a little bit
Oh.
older. Like, why didn't you just show the footage from,
that
from
is a
the
bit
film?
weird.
And it's like, that really takes me out of things.
And it would be something like Paramount owns like a film right, and they can't fucking do that on a TV from the company like CBS for
Yeah,
or some shit.
because the TV setup and the film setup are slightly, even though they're technically under the same umbrella, they're slightly different.
It's distribution rights,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Like, so
that's it.
Yes,
and that sort of stuff
bet.
really bugs me.
To be fair though, once you're that deep in, like you've already been bugged by repeat time traveling, trying to get Voyager home bullshit. That happens.
Yeah. That's
Anyway,
why I'm only looking at odd episodes. There.
Really quick side thing though. Do you remember me explaining the Darkest One where they all get cloned essentially, and then they all die trying to reunite with their original selves?
I vaguely remember you saying something about this now. Yeah.
There's a particular episode of Star Trek Voyager, guys. I know you've really come here to hear about that true Voyager chat. That's why we're all here, really. There's a particular
45
episode
minutes
where,
in, finally started with Voyager. Fucking hell.
hey everybody, we've definitely watched Mission Impossible 6. Oh, I really liked when the thing happened. Anyway, right, let's go.
If you timestamp it when we start talking about Voyager.
But the thing is, it's like, just a quick word to the wise. Don't be really, really ill with a cold and really fucking emotionally down and watch a particular episode of Voyager where all the clones die. That's all I'm going to say. Because it will fucking ruin your soul.
That's very specific.
Yeah, literally.
Imagine just because it happened
I make
to
the
you.
worst film choices of my life when I'm poorly. I was so ill with food poisoning once, and I thought to myself, oh, my mate has always gone about the Red Riding trilogy. I'm stuck in for a weekend. I'll put that on. Oh my fucking god! I nearly fucking killed myself. I was thinking about it. I was thinking about it.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, next time you're ill,
Yeah.
text me. I will give you a safe list.
You know, next time I'll Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something.